Just Ty, just Ty, just Ty. You made it to the Ty side. Welcome, welcome. Take part in this energy. Enjoy this atmosphere. Now let's start the conversation. It's supposed to be like this. Da, 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 da. That's a place where we combine our minds with our hearts, see what our gut mind is saying. We connect all those three circles, let whatever come out. Just do what they do. Stay true. Shouts to True Life Story. Shouts to King Guy. Shouts to the whole fam. Exile. Easy Jeff, Piano Key, same person. Buddha, Infinite Love, all of y'all folks. Love you guys. We here today, sunny Northern California. Or am I? I'm in hyperspace right now. But I got a song I want to play. It's by Exile. Exile, friend of the channel, family of the channel, founder of the channel, God of the channel. Here go one of his oh, they just kept playing songs. Hold on, I never got to press stop, so there we go. So this he makes instrumentals and stuff, so let's listen without further ado. Metric system is weird. But that was nice. That was a nice time zone to jump into. Let me get this blunt lit. This for all y'all at work right now. Oh, y'all probably couldn't hear me. Yeah, that was pretty loud in my headphones too. But that was from Exile. Exile created that. Check out his Reverb Nation page. I'll plug it in the description and in the chat. There it is. I was sharing the music the page at the time too. That's what I was saying. I was sharing the page on Instagram, Facebook, the works while the music was playing. But yes, we here. Hopefully y'all having a wonderful time wherever y'all are. And if y'all need to smoke a L, I got one for y'all if y'all at work like Oz is. Took a little mushroom, had a good times as usual. Little microdose, or I don't even like using microdose because all these terms is relative, and I see a lot of terms is just to push out some person agenda or just to make people comfortable with whatever it is that they choose to do with their life. So I had a little mushroom and helps me get throughout the day in a state of mode where I feel like my superpowers are a little more tapped in and I can do what I gotta do. I ate 10 G's of gummies yesterday and I didn't get stoned until today. 100. That's cool. I had to close the door. That's cool. I made some CBD oil yesterday with some MCT oil, and I was trying out some old edibles I made and some THC oil that I made. So I was right in the same boat. But again, how today, did you go to sleep and wake up? Because it can stay in your system for a long time. I was lit. My dreams was turned up because I was just trying everything. I said, I'm going to take too much. Like, let's just take too much. I'm going to go to sleep anyway. But when I got up, I had a mission that was too big. I was like, I want to do the show. Because King Oz was ringing bells, summoning me. So I was like, I got to do the show. So seemed like when you come up with an agenda, as soon as you wake up, the dream memories just disappear. Just disappear like that. Slept like the dead. That's what I love it though. I think we need that more to help us reach our REM sleep, so our brain can actually recalculate and see what was going on during the day, and be a lot more healthier. That's what the sleep doctors here on Earth say. If you can get the REM sleep, like rapid eye movement sleep, there's like 3-4 levels, stages of sleep. Let me see. Levels of sleep. Because people don't know how important sleep is. There it is. So I'm a tie on it for a bit. But yeah, stage 1, non-REM sleep, is the changeover from wakefulness to sleep. Stage 2, non-REM sleep, is a period of light sleep before you enter deeper sleep. Step 3, non-REM sleep, is the period of deep sleep that you need to feel refreshed in the morning. REM sleep first occurs about 90 minutes after falling asleep. I thought I was gonna go more in detail, but yeah, that's the synopsis right there, the overview. And if you're a light sleeper, you're not getting everything you deserve. Probably work on your environment. Make sure probably not look at screens and stuff right before you go to sleep. Or if you like me and look at screens and stuff before you go to sleep, just get some sleepy herbs that help you do what you got to do. Dreamed I had a dope ass headache. Oh, Mustang. I would say headache. I don't know how that's good. Mustache. I'm still reading it wrong. You just threw me all off, Blue. A dope ass mustache. Did it have the little curls on the end? Like it went up, or was it like all like real full and hang down? But in my dreams, I'm always meeting people, having regular day missions and thoughts and stuff like that. It's like intense movie like rush missions though, like, oh, we gotta do this, or we all thinking about this, should we go and do it, or some event happened and we just always, it's just good times, never really terror times nowadays. Pencil thin mustache, like the French, or an evil villain. But yeah, it's been a lot going on around in the world, as y'all already know, here on this dimension of Earth, with the protests, with the cops, and things changing, laws changing. One of the good things though, cool things, I think they're putting on the ballot, they're trying to federally, they're trying to decriminalize marijuana on the federal level. So that's on the ballot, federal level cannabis. Let's see if they changed in see what news is hip. All right, federal law cannabis. House will vote on federal legalization for the first time. Bill's future in Senate uncertain. Washington, the Democratic controlled House will vote on legalizing marijuana at the federal level for the first time in the chamber's history later this month. A hurdle Democrats and advocates are celebrating as Congress grapples with a host of pressing issues before the November election. Okay. Marina Perez, director of National Affairs at the Drug Policy Alliance, a group advocating for the decriminalization of drugs, said her organization was thrilled, saying the bill will begin to repair some of the harms caused by the war on drugs in communities of color and low-income communities. The House's vote comes as views on marijuana have changed in Washington. Increased numbers of Americans support the legalization of the plant. Well, they wrote drug, whether for recreational or medicinal purposes. Some people just want to get high. Hey, much love, Astro Way. Check out Astro Way YouTube channel. Got the talks that he found when he comes down to earth and on YouTube and stuff like that inspired him, as well as some awesome grows if you want to get inspired to do your own grow, or just see how the medicine and the plant that's been grown for thousands of millennia have grows, and see that is not what people say it is. Even on the grow level, nothing added to it, none of that crazy stuff. And check out True Life Stories video too. I didn't get to check it out yet, but he just uploaded a fresh video. Oh, I think he just came off a magic mushroom trip, and he was telling about how the mushroom is saying how you should grow your own mushrooms. And this is not, I'm not condoning the use of illegal or legal drugs on this channel. Do what you wish to do. I'm just reporting what's in my experiences, you know. Back to this article. The House's vote comes as views. Yeah, we read that. According to 66% of Americans, according to this 2019 survey, support legalization, though support did differ by party. More than 3/4 of Democrats said they support legalization, as opposed to half of Republicans. All right. Both Obama and Trump declined to enforce federal prohibitions on marijuana against states that legalize it for recreational or medicinal use. As President Obama supported the decriminalization of marijuana, though not in its full legalization. That's old news. Yeah, I think that's it. Trying to see if they got any other hot news. I don't care about the actual debates that's going on in the House. In the midst of an increase in opioid addiction deaths during the coronavirus pandemic, it seems the strange focus of House Majority leadership would be to fully legalize marijuana, a known gateway drug to opiate addiction. Representative Andy Harris. Oh, see, that's why we gotta get this news out here. Like, what do you mean? It is a gateway drug to opioid addiction. Yeah, right. No, it is not. Hard on textile. This is the opinions that's going against legalizing it. With all the news going out there, they say, no, it's going to lead to harder drugs, like opioids. When the way opioids is going to be pushed is by just turning on the news, or just listening to a commercial that's saying, are you depressed? Try this, and then give you all them side effects. May try, may cause. That's why people go and do the opioids. They be like, oh, the doctor made them, so it must be right. Because the thing about marijuana, people do build up a certain immunity to it, where they want more of a push, where they feel like it's more that they can be searching for. And then when you get in those depressed vibes, and the other people around you is already on the opioids, because that's what's in the hood, people were still in their grandmom's painkillers, or they had an accident themselves from getting shot, and then they had to get on painkillers, and then they got addicted to it. And then they gave it to their homie. He was like, yo, bro, this combined with that weed had me soaring. Like, you gotta do this, bro. You gonna be on Pluto. Then it got into the music too, and because the music just reports, like the hip hop music, that's just reporting what's going on in the hood. They just reporting what's going on in their lifestyles and stuff. So if it made it to the music, you know it's a pandemic or an epidemic, or an event that's actually happening that's very emotional, not just because one thing led to one thing and that was it. It's a whole game being played. Now, shout outs to the legalization of cannabis, marijuana, Mary Jane. And shout outs to everybody that's working hard and diligent on in the legal system to get psilocybin mushrooms up there. Because everything is not the biggest goal to get things legalized and all that stuff, but the play that the mindset the way that it plays on the mindset of the people is very beneficial and helpful, so that more than just the weirdos or the people that do so much extra can get the help that they kind of deserve, or that was made for them, that was grown for them, like fruits and vegetables. Because paying attention to our neurochemistry, getting educated on how our moods really operate, how our bodies really operate, and then having the tools and accessibility to those life-changing things is going to be the thing that's going to change the light of the world, or brighten the light of the world, or just in a few people that hear this and then they hear somebody else to hear this, and they'll be like, yo, I didn't even know that. I ain't know my way that I think acted on reality. I just thought the world was always, I just thought it was going to be fucked up. I was going to be fucked up forever. In a way where I was just like my mama, just like my grandpapa. And no. There's more ways, and it all comes from your heart. All comes from tying. Combining your mind with your heart, not just doing one thing. And if y'all want to jump in the Discord as well, I'm gonna put it out there. The link is in the description. Let me actually jump in there myself. I'm not in there. So if you ever want to tie it on out, have a conversation, it's always open. But yeah, education in many different ways is going to be, it's going to unlock the keys to the mind. Because unlock the keys for the mind to use. Because I was thinking about this a long time ago, and I guess now I'll talk about it. But the mind and how it's used and stuff, like my definition of the mind. I'm trying to find back this live chat. There it is. My definition of the mind is that it's a tool. And as a tool, it's something that consciousness is like used, like it's something. Like you can be in the full, like consciousness is everywhere, it's everything. But then you come in the consciousness or with a mind. And that mind is like tools. It's nothing but tools that it uses to explore that consciousness. So a person is like, I'm trying to put this like, yeah, and then the person uses their mind on reality. Like that's their tool that they use to figure out reality. And that's why they say your mind is doing way more things. Or I say my mind is doing way more things than I'm aware of. And so it's always working and doing things. So if you can get into your mind and use those tools, you can literally change things around. Like I'm using my mind to move my hands up right now. I'm using my mind to create all of this literally right now on the biggest of scales. But I'm also using my mind to think, to talk, to have ideas, to structure things in a certain way, to like the way my relationships are with objects. I think it's just all like the brain is a tool for awareness. Yeah, like for awareness here. It got the electrical signals going on and the biochemistry going on where it can allow you to sense objects that's here in this reality because you get a response and then that triggers back to your mind or whatever. But yeah, sharpening the mind tool so that you get better thoughts. Or it's like when you because you can literally, I think you can sharpen your mind. That's what I'm thinking it like it's a tool that it's a skill and stuff like that. And the more you use it or be aware of its use and what it's actually doing, you get the results that you was wishing for a lot more often. In your own personal way, not probably on the biggest scale, like, oh, I'm gonna change the world and stuff like that. And still, that just takes time. That just takes for the snowball effect to happen. And sometimes just for a butterfly to flap his wings. But then I'm seeing how the more you dive into your mind and go into those scary parts in your mind, because most of us don't we think we using the full capacity of our mind, but we not, because when I see that somebody fears something, I'm like, that's a part of your mind you're not operating with. You're letting that fear run it. Like you just said, well, I created this fear, this fear algorithm to take care of that, to take care of that part of the mind. So my awareness right here where I'm at, I don't have to be aware of that. It's just going to do its thing. And then we see how that plays out, or I see how it plays out in this reality of probably being a little depressed, probably not having that drive that you could have. Because I see my levels, and I'm glad that I have this show and talking things out all the time and things out all the time so that I can see what I'm really feeling. Because sometimes if I go back, I'm like, man, I said that because my drive wasn't up like it was when I was making that video, or I was in that state, so I can compare myself, not even just compare like looking at other people like, yo, you fucking up, you did, but just looking at myself. And with the mushrooms too, bring that to my mind state awareness to a whole nother level where I can see what's going on. Like, oh, this was going on around the corner. What you run from chasing you. What you run from chases you. That's what it is. Yeah, it does. Are you searching for the flow state? Oh, I ain't searching for the flow state. I just gotta be. But just in my personal journey, just knowing how that is, and knowing that that flow state could mean certain things at different times. That's the thing that gets me through it. Because a lot of people get caught up in a rut where they like, man, I ain't flowing because I feel like I'm down. And they're like, nah, you still flowing. You just flowing down. It's just a low current right now. I know you used to it looking like this, like the water going this far up on the shore, so you don't gotta walk that far down in order to get your feet wet. But right now, that's just the way it is. Just keep on flowing. That's why I said the skills, going into your mind and not being scared, having the work ethic to walk towards the shore. Having the muscle to walk towards the shore. Some people don't have the muscle to. Like literally, they want to, they wish to, but they don't have the mental strength, the mental capability. Because you gotta get that, gotta go in the gym, gotta go to the mental gym, work out all them thoughts, work out what's bothering you, what's going on. And that's what we see in the world working out too. Like, what's bothering me? These racist motherfuckers. All right, let's work on that. Let's not be scared of that no more. Let's not be scared of using certain terms because it might rub people the wrong way because they just don't understand racism, or that thought is racist and stuff like that. It's like, no, let's go talk about that. Let's go film this. Let's go protest about it. Let's go protest about gay rights, trans rights, and mushrooms and psychedelics. Then really going out on things that allow you to have a mind state of your own and a mind state that's based on change, a mind state that's based on change and growth, instead of being based off of this is what it is, and I like it like that, and it's going to stay like that. Like, no, things going to change because we all working together, we all flowing together. If there's no flow, where we all going to go? Going to flow, nowhere to go, you know. So I just want to have good times. I do have a lot going on where I'm in a lot of training with people who are in different mind states that's existing even in my own household. So I'm getting so my legs is really getting wet with operating and dealing with it on a like here and now level. So a lot of experiences that I've seen in myself, like during a experience where I'm taken out of my body, or I went to another realm and stuff like that, where my heart was paced and where I was scared, or where I was extremely happy and overjoyed and overpowered and using my super magician capabilities. It was just like that. I'm able to come back and see other people working with those same energies. Probably a little bit there, probably a little bit there, like a little bit here. And I'm like, oh, wow, that's familiar. And then working with them, bring it out more in me. Strength is iron, or wood strength is wood. Whatever you want to do. Whatever it is at the moment. Uh, I started reading the book The Magicians again by Lev Grossman. It's a show on Sci-Fi Channel now. I'm on the second book. It's called The Magician King. And this book is so awesome. I recommend the first one and the second one. I'm listening to it on Audible. But in the second one, it's this guy Quentin. He woke up to this magical life and stuff like that. He got accepted to a magical college and then was taken to another realm. It's kind of, if y'all know about Harry Potter, it's kind of that vibe going on in the beginning, but a lot more adult orientated. And if you get into it, he put a lot of spell work and alchemy in there, like literally is literally in there. But you will see it, muggles will see it as play, but I'm looking at it like, yo, hold up, because the way they perform magic is on there is with hand sigils, and they be talking about how they had to practice bending their hands in weird ways and getting comfortable with it so that they can execute spells at like a rapid rate and stuff. But y'all know about mudras and stuff like that, and this is a common mudra, madra, I think. I don't know how to say it. I call them Naruto hand signs. But y'all know those stuff. But that's how it is. Blue, you said the other night I invented something called biofabric. It was fabric made of mycelium. Hey, you gotta work on that. Fabric made of mycelium. Ooh, I'm picturing that. You can get it above the ground, work with it, and then allow it to preserve it so it doesn't die, and can like stay what it is. Keep me updated. Huh. Do you know what it was capable of? Can you close it all the way? There you go. It's on the, I can't speak on that right now. But the magicians. The paper towel is over there, alright? It's all on the side of on the other side of the desk on the floor underneath the bed. Alright. Back to the show. Alright, what was I tying on? The magicians. Yeah, soon we're gonna have a studio, guys, so it won't be no interruptions or nothing like that. I will be very excited when that happens, but I'm excited right now. Like you said, it was beautiful, sustainable, took dye well. Cool. Because I'm saying, I don't think it's cool that people can come into the show and start arguing about stuff that's going on. I don't think that's cool. I ain't gonna just try to paint pretty pictures. That's what's going on. But I was tying on in the magicians. I was trying to look for a picture with y'all. The magicians. He goes to this magical college, and then in the second book, he already went through a bunch of trials and tribulations, and he was now king of this land that he used to only read about in books called Fillory. So he's the king of Fillory, him and all his friends. And they just travel to all these dimensions and all these things. And it just reminds me of a lot of mushroom trips and DMT trips and stuff like that. So the way that it ties together with the never-ending story was kind of wild. It's kind of wild because it has you thinking a lot about reality and what's going on and your place in it, and what version of you is actually the version of you that you're working off of. Because I think memories get changed up a lot and people run off of different sets of memories. And if you have a different set of memories, are you the same you? We went over that in the last podcast about how memories shape up who the I is in the moment. And I think that a lot of, I don't know, we can take this podcast so many different ways. Like I could just start tying on magic and my beliefs on magic, or how I not even my beliefs and how I work on and my science and stuff. But then I could say, is that going to make any sense on the podcast? And I can talk about something else. So like I said, this podcast is always kind of to what y'all want to tie on, what y'all want to talk about. I'm just going to tie on the next thought that pops up in my head. Hey, you well, my Kotex is fungi cloth. Hey, Blue Bottle, you gotta look into that. Combine that with your dream. Make something happen. My Kotex is an all-in-one solution. We develop sustainable fabric from mycelium. That's only one website really talking about it. Oh, no, here it is. I found a YouTube video. With the help of 3D technology, with the help of technology of AI, that's wild. Many of us want to enjoy fashion and trends, have a great fitting clothes that are made of natural materials with clean, transparent production method and without waste. It's very hard for brands to keep up with all these demands. I guess, yeah. Our dreams are something else. Our dreams are the something else that a lot of people, a lot of mystics talk about. A lot of people wish that they was connected to, not wishing, not even knowing that they already connected. And like, I was just saying, like just Tai was saying before, like Astro Wave was saying before, are you searching for the flow? And how Tai was saying after that, I'm always flowing. Regardless if I know that I just got to know that you are and not convince yourself otherwise. But yeah, the magicians and the set of memories and stuff like that, and magic. Speak on the magic. Because when I'm reading this book too, the magic is teaching me. Is like when I read books, I think books are given to you by other entities. Like nothing is by accident, and there things are placed in front of you, and it takes you, like when you give a certain attention to it, the attention that I put onto it is really like things are given to me, and it unlocks more. Like I believe everything around here is like a story. It's a whole story being played out by higher beings. I'm trying to use new terms than what we've been using in the new age movement and stuff like that, and what even ourselves been using. But the players on the outside, the game that's being played, that's us. Hold on. Oh. Okay, where do we start? Welcome to Tai'ers. Lesson 1, clairvoyance. Those with eyes who can see. Cause yes. Why are you banging on the door? Go talk to your mom, Isla. The what? The Barbie? I don't know where your Barbie is. I use a location spell. Alright, see, yeah. Use your spells. Hey, what's poppin', fam? Hey, Charles McPike. But yeah, those with eyes can see what's going on. And I think you really wake up, because your life is way more magical, or it's as magical as you are willing to play it off, as much as you wake up to it. Because as you said with Eyes to See, when I was working at the ice cream shop that I used to work at, it was a Rasta guy. I don't even know if he was Rasta, but he just had dreadlocks. He looked like he was real dressed down, really dressed down. And he just came in, he was looking at me. He was like, "You can see." He's like, "You can see, right?" And like that's all he was saying. I was like, but in my mind, I was like, already magic. I always had these magical ways of thinking. So for another person in the outside world to come to me and say that, and I was like, yeah. And he was saying, you see things that like other people don't see. And that comes in so many different ways, because that was nothing but somebody like popping up, like saying, "Wake up!" And it's been on ever since, because I would deny something that's happening. I think we all deny a lot of things that's happening in order to play out a certain reality, in order to keep on saying that didn't just happen. Like when you see that in a movie, that didn't just happen, and they just keep walking. That plays out on a huge scale, And that's why psychedelics introduce to most people something that they act like they can't. Well, some people say they can't handle. And they say, "Oh wow, I was pushed to this, and I was here and there. These thoughts was in my head. I felt like time just broke, and nothing existed, but it existed at the same time." And like those seem to me the groundwork for the magician. Like in order for a magician to work, the magician has to work with those curves, have to work with those dimensions of thinking in order to operate in the way that he needs to operate. And I think a lot of people who are depressed, who have ways of thinking that people don't understand, I think a lot of, or say, "Man, I wish that this would happen, and I just got all these dreams and they just not happening and stuff." And then you hear them fight against the people that say, "Oh, just get a 9 to 5, or just do what this is telling you to do, like key to key to key, like point A to B to C to D, and you're going to be able to do." And you see them fight. I think these are people that's really waking up to, or wish that our magicians that's waking up, but their spell work is just a little crappy, as I would put it. Ain't up to par what even they wish it to be. They're admitting this with their own words. So so once you start really getting into it, when you have experiences, when you start going on trips and stuff like that, and being like, time don't exist, what is called madness, given in. Yes, it is what Yuel said. He said, "What is called madness?" And Astroway, you said, "Word, you have to work with actual reality, like some of yourself between everything in your life." Yeah. You got to work with it. And it's very mad. It's very chaotic. And what the chaos means is that the thoughts that held you to the reality that you was in, because reality is shaped by the thoughts. So people is way more comfortable with having thoughts played out a certain way. Why is that comfortable ability even exists? The way I play it out, it is me now, but it could be like, see it as like a higher level magician at play, like saying, "Oh, this is what's cool, this is what's it." But that's nothing but, I see a programmer that made a reality, and you just adhere to the rules of that reality, something like that. It's what's called madness. Like, center yourself. It must become common, and it is in different ways. That's why I talk about games on this channel, AI, movies, everything, so that people that's in different factions of life, like I'm in a bunch of different factions of life. I'm in the arts, I'm in the raps, I'm in the rock, I'm in the hiking, I'm into staying on the computers, I'm into a lot of different things. So I think my reach, because I'm everything, I'm the universe, baby. And so my reach is really wide. So that's why I try to speak about a lot of things and do a lot of things and present a lot of things on this channel. Like I was thinking about games. I'm in the memes now. I've been in the memes for like 2-3 years, but I discovered Reddit, rediscovered Reddit again, and I'm so happy for it because getting me off of Facebook. But the Reddit memes, they're saying how I see a lot of memes coming out about gamers and talking about rage quitting is the same thing as suicide and stuff like that. So it's a lot of game terminology in the meme world being applied to the magician's lifestyle of death don't exist. There's multiple realities. You can jump in realities. You can change realities with spell works and center changing around and stuff like that. Astroway, you said, would you say that you're centered? Yeah, I can't be nothing but centered. Even if I'm off my wits, that's just the center of another circle. Cause I'm telling you, a lot of things, tricks that we play in our minds to make it seem like we bad or that we the worst versions of ourselves and stuff like that. That just really be creating more realities for you to go into. And so the magic of that happens so fast. The buffer, like I say, the buffer reality is so fast that you just jump into it and be living that out. You be just, it's just normal. It's just normal. But tapping into the magic is real. And it's in so many ways. And speaking on it, the reason why I don't, whew, that was a nice head rush. That was a nice head rush. Are you relaxed in life? Do you worry about things you cannot control? Are you able to see everything that is in your life? Like you once said, it's possible to use everything around you to build a rocket ship if you can only see the connections. I see that on levels that I don't believe, Astro Way. That's why I said, even if I'm off my wits, I know that I'm on it. Cause I'm aware. And I call myself weird because I call myself figuring it out, but I know I got it figured out. Like it's two plays. I'm not one person. I mean, I'm one person because I have one fleshly body, but a person is not a person. I mean, a person is not what people think a person is. So I have a lot of things going on. So whenever I'm tripping myself out, it's so fast that I get myself back on, I mean, not back on track, but that the other voice say, hey, you know, this is going, like, I'm friends with myself. I'm friendly to myself. So, I'm friendly to myself. That's a man-sized head. Hey, man, if this has some wax on it, it'd be even better. The next one has some wax. Here goes some venom. I think that being centered, aware, not pushing forward can take a person. Wait. I didn't even read that. I think that being center aware, not pushing forward, can take a person far. I try to implement this more. Being centered and not pushing forward. Gotcha. Just working with the energy that's around you. That's what it is. That's what it's all about. That's why I'm happy for the reflections that I have around me in the form of three sisters and the two my daughter and my niece. That's we all in one house now. And my plan moving forward, I was like, I can't move forward. I can't do this unless I'm just by myself. Like, all this is too much. It's distracting me from my magical studies. It's in the way. It's stopping me. But it's like, this is the ship. Me injecting all them thoughts into the ship is what's stopping it. Or making it go somewhere else that we all really not wishing to go. But since all our wishes are equally granted, be careful what you wish for. All them things come into play. But yeah, like I said, I'm working with a lot of personalities, and things is always good. Things is all good. Because it's a playground. It's a different mentalities going on and different motivations, but it's all going towards something. I just say as long as I'm having fun. That's all. Even at the times where I'm not having fun. It's just like, if I can smile, I'm all right. I've been through worse. I've been through the fire and the flames, literally. I learned that balance is asymmetric. Yeah, it's not what people think it is. It's topsy-turvy. It's whoopsie daisy. It's oopsie loopsie. Oopsie whoopsie. It's sometimes this, that. And interjecting that into the personality, I think, is part of the magic. It's like we're wasting time fighting with others. I honestly feel like the flow, Astro Way saying this, I honestly feel like the flow always wants to flow, and we're the ones stopping it because we're tightened up some way, somehow. I don't know, but I know, but I don't know. You know how it is. Yeah. Yeah, I just want to say, hey, stop, yo. And then you just go with the thoughts after that. But I think that's just the way we've been raised, bro. Or the way I've been raised. I don't know how you've been raised. So it's literally working with our programming. Working with our programming, that's all. I like balancing stones. The center is not always best balance. Point. I should be able to go into my iCloud and see. That is the thing about centering stones, UL. I started getting my rock stacking game a little better. Like choosing, instead of going for the obvious, like, oh, big rock on bottom, and then go continuously up to smaller rocks. It's like, no, let's get a big rock, let's get a small rock, and then a bigger rock, and then see what we can do. Make that thing balance. I'm supposed to be typing in male, and I typed in smaller. Here it is. And Astro Way, I think that has a lot to do with, I know with me, with thinking twice about things, thinking 3 times about things, and not allowing myself to go off of anything unless I thought about it a couple times. 2 foreign, get a message that I didn't receive my verification code, bro. Oh, they sent it on my phone, and my phone is my webcam. All right, I have to show that picture. I'll upload the picture in the Discord one day. Yeah, I was just stacking some stones like 4 or 5 days ago. Yeah, it's the resistance. The self-resistance, the current of the UI verse. Oh, we gotta remember that, the UI verse, because that's how it is. It's like, I'm here. I remember how this worked before. I remember how this happened before. So I can't let that happen again. Or I know how this works. So this is the way. I know how this works when I was traumatized, because a lot of trauma happened too. A lot of trauma happened, and then the thoughts and our decisions that we come up with when we're in traumatized situations, those seem to be the things that run our subconscious. And then we run our subconscious, and then we like run back into gear, into our prefrontal cortex or into the forefront of our mind, and just run, and then sometimes have certain attitudes or certain vibes that we like, man, I don't really feel like this is cool or something like that. Like, why am I thinking like this and stuff? And then with the mushrooms, for me, it brings back the situation where then I'm like, oh, this is what I was dealing with. This is what was happening. So now I'm able to go back literally into that time and space. I think I believe that when I'm remembering something, when I'm envisioning something, I'm there. Like, I'm not just I am sitting here to y'all, but to me, I'm not just sitting here and then envisioning something. To me, I'm controlling my body. I'm controlling this body right here so that I can put attention to what another me is doing somewhere else. Like, all right, I gotta put in this combination on the controller right here so that this body can go into sleep mode or a certain state, like get the chemicals running a certain way so that you can go like this. Like, all right, now I don't have to worry about that for a while. Now I can make the cursor go over top of another character and then go like that. All right, those are the states that really, now that I know that magic is real and magic works and stuff like that, that's what gets me out of the I situation a lot, of the you and the I verse. Because I'm like, I don't want to just do this. I know it's so much more to reality going on. Man, up in my pyramid game, got 4 mini ones to go in the corners of my big, Charles McPipe, he said, man, up in my pyramid game, got 4 mini ones to go in the corners of my big 3 by 3 foot larger copper ones, waiting on my big one to arrive, looking to see how my meditations and journeys are affected, and they will be affected for sure. You already imagined it. I already imagined it, Charles McPipe. But yeah, exactly how that's gonna be the twist. That's gonna be the twist that I want to hear, if you care to share, or if you want to share. You have to hold pause. Man, my allergies is getting to me, guys. Sorry, I keep like rubbing my eyes and stuff like that. I'm not digging boogies out my nose, it just itch. I got the honey and the medicine though. That's why I'm not blowing my nose. I say you have to hold pause. UL said you have to hold to pause on this form to use others clearer. Yeah. And that's what gets you out of that UI verse. Wanting to seek that magic, having that desire to go into the unknown. And that unknown has to be something that you literally don't know, that you're not aware of. And if you're not aware of it, then you can be aware of it. You can jump your awareness from one body to the next. And all of these implications, when it comes down to the smaller, to this plane, it really plays off of like, you can put your consciousness into another thing that's walking around here. You can put it into a water bottle. You can put it into a rock. You can put it in that and then experience what it's experiencing. And the thoughts and ideas that come up is probably going to seem like, oh, I just made that up. But I see that as the higher me just of this dimension that did make this up. And I'm just tapping into the part of me that did make this up. But the part of me, the you and the I verse, is experiencing it in a magical way. Like how they say technology and stuff can seem magical to a person that doesn't understand the technology. So it's magical. That's what I'm gonna call it. You can in time multi-wield bodies. Hey, I'm working on that. My shadow clone jutsus type of stuff. If you into the Naruto verse, where you can create multiple bodies that go out and do things and change things around. I kind of do that in ways where I have other beings in other realities doing things. But here, I understand. What you aiming at. And being able to because then with that, going into consciousness, building a report, which is what I used to run into in my alchemy books report, just so I can make sure I'm getting it. There it is. A report is a close harmonious relationship. Come on, mouse. Wait. I'm gonna slow down a bit so I'll catch up with myself. A rapport is a close and harmonious relationship in which a group in which the people or groups concerned understand each other's feelings or ideas and communicate well. I should have known what's going to. Oh yeah, Linduin. I think he wrote a lot of books. This guy. I always said his name wrong, but I just know it has the double L's. Has a lot of L's in there. It's the quadruple L's, really. Here it is. When the second edition of Modern Magic came out, I gave a few to enter. Oh, this is not an actual article, but this is just somebody else talking about this, the magical science technology, like I'm talking about it. One way to check to see if someone is at a high level rapport with you is for you to introduce a new behavior and see if the other person matches what you're doing. In NLP, this is called leading. In the story about Crowley, oh, I remember this story, and I was turned on to magic ever since this. Like, I'm a weird guy, a magical guy, but he followed behind another person without the other person realizing it. Crowley, walking closely behind the man, matched the person's steps and behaviors as the other person walked, like matching everything. He was in high sync, like I always been putting that out there. I'm like, the sync is real. The sync is real. I've been saying that for a while because that's a magical inkling for me to remember to use what's going on. But it says Crowley fell to the ground leading. The other person fell without knowing why, fell to the ground too. And then I was probably rubbing my eyes, and somebody was probably like, oh man, I'm rubbing my eyes too. The me here was in a room that wasn't. LOL, I have been multi-me, but all in their own world. The me here, yeah, rhythm adjustment. Oh, yeah, I had that experience. I know what you mean. Being somewhere else, like, that's what I used to think was astral projection. Because I used to envision myself, and I used to try to envision well, I say try, but I was actually doing it. That's why I try to get this word try out of my head. Like Yoda said, do or do not. There is no try. And the more I do mushrooms, and really not even just do mushrooms, I'm always doing some kind of mushroom, but the more that I'm living and experiencing stuff through Tai, through this thing, I'm seeing that I'm hip to a lot of things. I'm hip, and I'm using it more and more, but I don't admit to a lot of things publicly. But it's like a lot of people don't, and I'll be fighting myself like, why do I gotta admit to it? But like, why do I gotta talk about it? I just want to study it and work on it. But then I'll be so excited about it that that's just what I want to do. I don't think humans are the pinnacle of consciousness. I'm going to be either an octopus or a porpoise or a silverback gorilla next time. I'm trying to decide because it's up to me. Yeah, do it. Sync up. I started working with that when I started drawing again, Blue Bottle. Me having different forms. Like, I don't always have to. That's why I've been iffy on making my animations for you guys, because my perfectionist, as people use as an excuse on Earth, is stopping me, because I created the characters, the side view, up and down view. He got locks and stuff like that. But I'm like, do I want this to be me? Or do I want to just create another form of me? Like create a cartoon character, like a talking tree. I'm just looking at a tree right now. Or like something that got 4 eyes or something like that. I'm just going to go with the flow, because all of the art is going to be used for something. But when I want to recreate my trips, like my trip stories, I haven't decided on of me that I want to be used. Look at the power of the yawn. For sure, Charles. And on Blue Bottle, you said I'm leaning towards octopus. Charles, that's the real one. And that's why I talk about clairvoyance, because I was going to say that. I was that like that, and what I mean by I was going to say that is that was a train of thought that went through my mind, but then but as well another thought went through my head, and I saw myself looking at him, and I said, I'm gonna go with this one, because I like to talk about Crowley and stuff like that and magic. And I just was scratching my eye, so it's going to be more meaningful because I was just scratching my eye. So I'm gonna put that yawn in. I don't even think that I'm gonna put that yawn on. That's all afterthoughts. But a lot of the train of thoughts that go through my mind, other people say them immediately, all the time. Like it's not even a man. That's good sometimes, or I'm gonna look out and it's going to happen. Because then if I do that, it's like I'm in my own way. I'm trying too much. The spell don't work if you say Akuna Matata and you like and you thinking like it means no worries. Like what part of Akuna means no and the other part means worries, and it's like Akuna Matata. Just throw it out there. You just put it out. But the thinking is the thing that creates side steps. Like if you're trying to get the sparks to flow out of your hand and stuff like that, like a fruit, and you thinking about the white sparks and like where's the white sparks coming from, and no. It's like that's the training. Like you gotta have the training in to. That's why I say the rocky ground and everything. That when people first do psychedelics, they be standing on. Like man, reality just don't make sense. What is going on? Like I'm either not going to do this again, or I'm gonna wait for the opportunity to present itself again, or I'm going right back in it. The you that doesn't unfold, the others will. Yeah, yep. And that's so simple to me, you will. That's why I just say yup and laugh. But the profoundness, how big that is, what you're saying. That's something for people to really tie on. Look at what UL is saying. The thought is like a stream, any contooning. So if we can put that analogy of we are receptors, and our brains are our points of awareness is tapping into different parts of consciousness and stuff like that. That's why I say when people, I like that term, we're all one. Like all is one and one is all. And tapping into that one in order to present it to the all. Like we're all tapped into this thing you see behind me is like the stream of consciousness. It's just always streaming data. It's all data, just streaming. And you can tap into it, you can hack into it, and it's not in the it's a cool. I see it as cool that we need to hack into it, like put those words into it. But the other people, it might seem like work. Oh, I gotta hack. What does hacking even mean and stuff like that. But if you just allow your mind to get attuned to new words, new realities and stuff, you'll see that you just picking up tools that's already there, mind tools that's already there, waiting for you. Waiting for you if you choose to do so. If you choose to do so. But working with that one and all is one when it comes to clairvoyance and stuff like that. I'm enjoying it in a way where, as well as the years gone by, I know that I'm not crazy. But now that I know I'm not crazy, it's like I'm able to work with it more, where I'm comfortable with what's going on. Like regardless of what's happening. Like most of us have thought things, bad things, like things that we didn't want to happen. And then we did our best to make it not happen. And then we like, oh, I knew this would happen. It's like once you get in tune with that what's you going on, is probably going to happen, or it's going to play out in some way, even if all the destruction that you was thinking plays out in just this flame sparking. That's it. It's just got to be aware of it. It's wild. I gotta put more poetry to it in order for it to make sense. Putting it so literal, I'm just going to have a lot of pauses and breaks. You said the thought is like a stream and you can tune in. Yeah, then you learn to use them for what they can do best in the realm you're in. Yeah, that's the way to put it. You learn to use them in the way that helps you out. And the way that's been helping me out is picking up on things I can learn very easily. Events that's going to happen don't really confuse me. It's like I will choose to be confused, because then a thought that can go through is just listen what happened. Like most times when people confuse, it's because they forgot that some listening is probably needed more or something like that. So if you're already playing that out, you're not confused because you just know it's time to keep listening. You don't think that you already settled, like not settled, and you didn't already choose a thing. Because I'm no thing. I'm like dissolved in everything. I'm just playing the observer right now. And then you go back in. Go back out, go back in. It's sex. It's alchemy. Having sex with yourself. Getting new ideas, inspiration, staying creative. Trying new positions. Loving yourself. Because then when you love yourself, you see all of these new things like time skips and stuff like that. Like what I meant by learning and new thoughts is like thoughts come to, like you would say thoughts come to me and stuff like that. But I see it now as I push myself to that thought, that place where the thoughts are. Like it don't have to trickle down through another person, through a program, through a government, through this and that. It's just like you have the ability to tap into, wow, I'm really talking like that, but you have the ability to tap into source, like tap into the generator of what's going on in life. And then use that to do awesome things, like be able to see through another person's eyes. Be able to go through another person's eyes, through an animal's eyes, be connecting to animals and having a rapport with them like you never thought you had before. Like some people like becoming a dog lover or becoming a cat lover, or finding a love for spiders that you never had before, having a love for maggots that you thought you would never ever have before. Having love for computers, newfound love for people. Or a new respect for people, new respect for everything, a new respect for what's going on. Where all mind flows from not just translation of others. And that comes from pushing, yeah, you know, animals love to be praised and admired for their beauty, says Blue. My rabbits know when I tell them how perfect they are and allow me to pet them. Yeah, excuse me. Yeah, with the bunnies and everything. Oh, that's probably very cool. That's cool. That I was thinking about when I was able to pet a bunny, or I was in the world where I was just petting a bunny in the woods because they just had some kind of event. And just imagine, that's what stops a lot of us, our magic too. And I think that's why a lot of people are quiet, because our language prohibits us. Like when I say I was just thinking, like if we can work on moving that language around. And I think that's why I said a lot of people are quiet. And when they're actually working the magic, because the talk that comes out, they don't want to come off as crazy and stuff like that. But when you word things properly and stuff, what can anybody do? Don't really matter. That's why I love the times we in now, where we got the shows, we got the generations that's popping up, being aware of these abilities, or just a thinking where even like you got people saying, oh, I wish I can go to the I wish I can go to the anime world and stuff and do powers and all the things. So in their regular life, they probably culture themselves off of anime stuff. So if somebody come along with another kind of so-called to another kind of culture, a weird idea or something like that, like no, that remind me of this. That remind me of this. Like that's cool. That's legit. Like oh, it's way more accepting. Way more accepting. You said kindness is a sink many use to connect. Kindness goes a long way. Kindness goes a long way. Long way. Just putting on a smile, because most people don't know how to be kind. Now a lot of people are taught kindness. A lot of people are taught how to be rude and taught that rudeness is a form of flattery. Is the only form of flattery. I do find that it is a form because it is cool and stuff like that. But kindness, showing somebody that you understand why they probably got it wrong. Why they probably got it wrong goes a long way. Or why they got it right. Encouragement. A lot of people don't like to encourage people when they're doing good. Like that's the thing that's in this reality a lot. Oh, I see them doing good. Oh, they know they doing good. I don't gotta let them know. Let's just keep watching. But then as soon as somebody go bad, they're like, oh, you fucked up. You done fucked up. So encouragement, kindness is a sink, because then things start happening that you never expected. Like UL said, the sink is a magic. It's a magical tool. Because then without expecting it, they start granting wishes that you had in the back of your mind. The spell of kindness, said Blue Bottle. I called somebody I work with for like after the first month of working with this family. I called them my fairy godparents. Because I was just nothing but nice, because I was happy to have the opportunity to do the work that I was doing, and as well to just get out the house and connect with different folks. Because I don't connect with how I connect with y'all with many people physically yet, but it's building. But these people came along and they was Rastafari. They grew up Rastafaris in Jamaica, moved to all these other places and cool stuff. So talking with them, they helping me out. And I'm like, yo, y'all just came out of nowhere with this. Like, y'all don't seem real to me, but nobody seems real to me, but everybody is realistically playing out things that affect me, and I'm realistically playing out things that affect them. The more sync you have, the higher the flow. UL said, and Blue said, you can shape your reality through kindness. Yep, and keep on going, because it's really about not worrying. Worrying is what takes people away from kindness, because a lot of people want to be nice. A lot of people want to be kind. A lot of people want to help. Well, a lot of people want to do for other people. Like, that's the thing, do for other people. But they just don't know how. Don't properly know how. And like I said, it's not encouraged. But doing things because of the worries. Like, I need to worry about this. I can't be that kind because I got to worry about me surviving. It comes down to survival. I can't survive. I can't survive if I'm kind all the time. What you mean? Give away my last $5. Guess what I got? No dollars. What I'm gonna do now? Not knowing how awesome the sink is, you give away that $5, and you like, all right, I'll eat in the morning. I'll drink some juice, probably eat some dry cereal because I don't got no milk. And then the next day, opportunity pop up, bang, you got $10,000. Or bang, somebody treating you to go eat. Like, hey man, I just wanted to go out and eat. I just wanted to get out the house. I just don't know if you want to go along. Bro, Eric is going. I just want to know if you want to go. I was like, oh yeah, that's cool. Oh, you don't gotta pay either. I know it's a little more expensive than the normal average places. I'm inviting you along the ride, so I don't want to take you to a place and then it's expensive. Don't worry about it. And I'm just like, hey, cool. I got you next time. Hey, peace and love, Infinite. Peace and love, Infinite. Infinite love. Charles, you said much love. Oh, I'm about to shake. Y'all have a wonderful week in fellow consciousness. Yeah, have a dope one, Charles McPike. Have a dope evening. Afternoon. That was the other thing before I read the other comment. In the book, they kept traveling dimensions. And, because they had to go through the nether, which had a bunch of fountains that led to different worlds and stuff like that. And then one part, Quentin was traveling to so many different places, and so-called one day it was like daytime in one place, and then he went to the other part and it was nighttime. He's like, oh, I don't even know what time of day it is anymore. Is it the morning, the evening? Like, it just is. You well, Adams, you said, like swimming, others want to help, but not all of them know how to swim. Infinite love, you said, worrying is misuse of imagination. Someone once said. You will, Adams, you will get the roam that leads you to greatness. And Blue Bottle, peacing out to love, to infinite love, indeed. Quite indeed. Worrying is such a misuse. It's something that you can do. It's something that you have the power to do. That's what you learn in occult literature. You have the power to do anything. Like, once you reach source and you get the power, magical abilities, it don't matter what good and wrong, none of that matters, because you're in the generator that's not caught up in all of that. Literally not caught up. It's generating it. It's the one pushing it out. Like, it's the madness that's pushing it out. So if you want that, you can misuse it all you want and worry till you go to another world, and that's the life you will live. And we see a lot of people do that. And now with technology and stuff like that, we see how their life played out. We reading books that wasn't burnt and stuff like that, and we like, wait a second, that life wasn't all pretty when they was worrying about all of this. But these people over here that had no worries, look where they at. They chilling, they grooving in reality. They even got a lot of the wishes that I was wishing for, but I was worried that they wasn't going to work, or worried that I had to do this first. Like, oh, that's not going to happen till I do this. Like, it's no way I'm worthy of that, or no way I'm gonna get that business off the ground and running. Let alone have 5 businesses off the ground running. And that all gets in the way. And then you'll get that worrying corrupts it, because you'll still be trying to flow, and then you'll be creating businesses that don't work. That fail all the time. Create something. It is the you said prom has no good or bad. Well, Adams. It is the flow through life that makes the duality. Yeah, life, as Exile would say, life is dense. Life is dense. It's a lot going on. A lot of things bumping into each other. It's as if the story, as if the prime, as you all will put it, exists there, and then is right in the story of life. It's right in life. It's right in life. It's booming life. It's breathing life. It's like, and now, or we can put in a technical sense, it's fixing the wires, or using that mind technology to create life. And that life is a big word, but there's nothing popping in my head. But that life is something that's that's gonna have where we are now. It's going to have its ups and downs, its tops and turvies. It's going to have whatever was in that thing, the prom's imagination. And then there's so many different imaginations. That's why I'm like, I don't get myself beat up so much. Because this is the duality of this life. This is the duality of this life. This is the tripology of this life. This is the quadology of this one. But in this one we hear is a lot of dual aspects to things. But now I see that a lot of things is being more than dual. I think that's why I came up with that. A lot of things is more than just two. A lot of things is four nowadays. A lot of things is this and then that and then this and then with that this and then that and then this. Work with that and then making a bliss. And but yeah, it's nothing is just going to be one thing. Nothing is going to be just one thing while we're here in this game of life. And the reasons that we look for creates more worries. Like if you want to look for it, go ahead. I did that. And then I had the squeaking horn come at me and just had me laughing and say, this is all a joke. What are you worrying for? All those things that you was going for was honorable. Was very honorable. But you was playing yourself. Playing yourself. You playing a game with yourself. It's not a bad thing. That's why I love people that's willing to make fun of other people. Because they're making fun of you, but they're really helping you. Like, you know, that friend, that jokester friend? Like, I always had friends that picked on me. That was my thing. But I was still friends with them. Like, I was friends with the bullies. Like, even if they bullied other people. They probably called themselves probably picking with me. But I still accepted it. Like, oh, you got ET fingers. Your fingers long. All right. And at first I'm like, what are you, oh. Like, yeah, all right, now I can use these long fingers to play guitar. Or I can use them to take your girl. But that's a lot of others, anything. A lot of things can happen. A lot of things can happen. But you develop an attitude and mentality about yourself where the things that people was using against you, so-called using against you, you see that it's all right because they was laughing. Like the way reality plays out, we worry about things and create reality for things and put personalities on people when that's not really, that we just don't understand. People just don't understand what the kid is doing on a bigger scale to another kid. But adults, some adults you can see understand that the people that so-called was creating the child psychology laws, that's still changing. I still say the real ones that was taking care of their kids, those are the ones that we should be listening to and taking honor from in order to like pass it on or remix it and stuff like that. And stuff like that. Blue Bottle, you said, I created a bunch of businesses that had failed. They succeeded as long as I was interested. Then I created opportunity to move on to something else. And that's more the flow, what I'm saying, Blue Bottle. Thanks for sharing. Thanks for sharing. Because you worrying will beat yourself up when you're trying to build something you said is not working, and your highs is just as good as my lows. Like the Weeknd said, I ain't scared of the fall. I felt the ground before. The fall. I felt the ground before, and I ain't scared of the fall. I understand that you. All right, here it is. I got the lyrics. And how I live and because everything is all good. I'm gonna read this real quick. It says, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah, oh yeah. I was about to start reading it like Luigi. Y'all glad I said it like that. Oh yeah. But it said quick intermission. I'm a kid. Cause this is like the state of mind that I'm talking about, being loose, still going with it. But it says you've been picking my voice to dance to, and you say my money's no good, even though I didn't ask you, and it's the most you work, even though I probably didn't deserve this, girl. You've been dreaming for this moment, so you had to. Baby, it's okay, I got show money, baby. I want to show you how to blow money. I'm a kid, so it's hard. Where's that part I was at? Cause I'm a star. Blah 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 blah. Saying this. Say, oh, I do have to read it. See, that's me rushing and worrying about, oh, they don't want to hear this random song you just picked up. But who said that? And another thing, before I even get into this, I got a lot to tie on right now. So we here, and I'm glad y'all tying with me, and y'all got the things going on too. But dang, I read what you wrote, ET, and it threw me. I mean, ET, Blue Bottle. He said, you got ET fingers, I got frog toes. I got mountain man, I got Sasquatch feet. People always point out how big my feet was too. But as a kid, baby, worrying. You're picking my voice. Worrying. Fuck, I'm still worrying. Let me just read this. It's just a bunch of, so many thoughts run through my head. Yeah. And that's how it's supposed to be. I'm just tapped in like a mug. You've been picking my voice to dance to. You say my money's good, no good in here, even though I didn't ask you. And it's the most you work, even though I probably don't deserve this, girl. You've been dreaming for this moment, so you had to. Baby, it's okay. I got show money, baby. I want to show you how to blow money, baby. I'm a kid, so it's hard for me to hold money, baby. Oh, cause I'm a star. Don't get it twisted. Got some trappers in my car. Somebody pop them before we pop them all. Before we pop them all. The sink is real. Saying this ain't nothing, but it's all I need. And the peak ain't reached, but the peak is all I feel. And it feels so good, it feels so good. And it feels so good, it feels so good. It feels so good. Oh yeah. I ain't scared of the fall. The fall. I ain't scared of the fall. The fall. Cause I ain't scared of the fall. Mama, I understand why you're mad, and it hurts to accept what I am, and how I live and what I did. But I've been good since Thursday. Yes, I've been good since Thursday. So you can watch my love vanish, and a girl with no talent, but to make moolah vanish, call her. Tess. There we go, we back. I don't know how long ago that happened or why that happened, but it happened and we moving forward. But yeah, with the fall and trips and stuff. There we go, we back. I don't know what I was saying, but with the fall and not being scared of the fall and how the sink was real, well, how he even mentioned mushrooms in this random, well, how y'all will put random song that popped into my existence. It's like, why be scared of the fall? Like, if we seen so much in trips. I wasn't even singing. If I was singing, y'all would have been tearing up. I was reading the best that I could. I was trying my best not to sing. But yeah, not being scared of that fucking fall, because we here and breathing through everything. The thing that forms, that's what I was saying, the thing that forms my opinions of being down or being up, I understand that's just the I experiencing something, like the I in the universe, as UL was putting its experience in something here. So if I know that this is just here and this other place is going on, and all those other places going on is all just made up too, what the fuck is there to really compare? And the way that that's been going and shaping my personality is really something that's I put as growth. But as I look at back out in culture, I'm seeing that growth means going against culture, going against a lot of culture and stuff that I grew up in, or I was raised in, or even myself times put myself in. And it's like, wait, that's not just who I am. Or wait, that's not just how I act. Or I ain't scared of this. I ain't scared to go down this path just cause it's monsters poking their heads out. What's up? Howdy do? Let's learn how to dab our handshake or something. Let's smoke some weed. Like, not really being scared, because not even labeling, and even in good times, not labeling like, oh man, this is all that there is to be. And now that I'm feeling so good, I gotta tell everybody else how to just be this good, and that's all it is. Can't never feel that down ever again. Like, I'm fighting to never do that. And it's like, man, who am I fighting? Like, what am I fighting? Like, you just box in the air. Like, no, not me. You ain't taking that, never. And they would play it, and it will play out too in your mind. You'll make up some imaginary thing. But then we magicians here, so we talking about everything that we create, and I ain't going to keep going back with that lower level stuff. But I will if ever anybody needs me to. But I'm going on to the thing where my personality in the way that it's shaped. It sometimes rattles my gears, where I gotta sit and be like, is this what's really going on? Is this really like? But then everything always plots out to yeah. And then somebody else will pop in to confirm that reality. That will probably be living that reality out a little more than I was living it out. And I'm like, wait, I'm not but like, whoa. I'm just like, oh, this is fascinating stuff. This life is fascinating times. So, what was we talking about before the weekend? Yeah, not being scared in businesses and falling and it all being the same, and not being afraid to keep moving on with the change. Because you were saying the you had said when you hold the idea to something, that's what's going to create. When you hold the idea for the business, it's going to exist as long as you pumping those ideas into it. I think that's why they switch CEOs and stuff for big companies. And they say, CEO got us to this place. He ran it for 10 years, made us $1 billion, connected all these groups, expanded our stuff to international waters and everything. Like, that was because of his mind state. He was tapped in. But then CEOs don't always stay forever. In the business world, they like retire after a while and stuff, or sometimes they pass away, and then they need somebody with that same energy, that same vibe, or like that's still going to change and bring it to new places as well, but start off that same in order for the company to even exist in the first place. So the vibes that we push to the PSy TAi podcast, we going places. Cause I was recording on a crappy webcam on Facebook in 240p. And didn't have anything. So I thank y'all for working together. Working these spells out, doing what we do. Sing like nobody's listening. Sing without without. I was about to say hesitation. My second screen is kind of messed up, so I gotta have it on this first screen so I can read the words. Inhibition. I thought it said hesitation. Hesitation. Yeah, I need to though, because that's me holding back. You're right, Blue Bot. I need to. If I'm a fool, I'm a fool. I gotta just love it a little more. When inspiration hits, let it flow. Because inspiration only means to be inspirited. That's how I put it. Inspiration, inspirited. What is inspirited? Being tapped into the source. Sometimes that source is trying to change the culture. Sometimes that source is saying, hey, I need you to do this right now. And it's something you usually don't do. I know you've thought about it before. You actually been being prepped for this all your life in little ways. You just was turning a blind eye to it. When inspiration hits, you see this in people that drink. Stuff pop up. I just started drinking again about 3 weeks ago. My girlfriend and her sister got me drinking again. Like, yeah, let's just drink and talk and dance and stuff like that. I'm like, all right. I got sick a couple times. The mind state and stuff was cool. But I understand why it exists yet again. Because I kind of did, but I forgot. I was like, oh, this is what alcohol is. Y'all probably listening like, what is he talking about? I just had a shot this morning. I know my experience is just vibing with the spirits. That's what it is. Because I had stopped because I was like, man, I don't like to drink because I get a little too loose. And I don't want to hurt people around me. That's literally the only reason. The only reason. To protect the people around me. And I was trying to build up a certain life and certain character and stuff like that. So I was resisting myself. And what that causes is it causes leaks in the pipe. So you're trying to plug up things instead of just saying, man, well, maybe we got to rearrange this pipe. Take this pipe up, add the U pipe, so the water can go up there, and then add more channels and stuff. Say, wait, don't go there. Don't go there. Don't go there. Don't even think about that. So what me tying on all this, tapping into bigger realities, I can't see, tapping into realities and flowing, get the flow state going, being in your flow and recognizing the flow is the highs and lows, and being able to use the spell work to get some wishes out, or to get the synced up, so those wishes that you even made when you was a little kid, like we were wishing since we was kids. I remember blowing on dandelions and making wishes. So those wishes don't go away. Those wishes don't go away. What you write, Infinite Love? Can't run from your flows. No, you can't. And that was the thing I was doing too, which I was happy. I said I didn't want to drink. That was the other thing, because I want to hurt other people. And then I said I didn't want to drink because I wanted to be able to be as hype as I was on alcohol and have those same thoughts, but sober. Like I said, I want to be able to do this sober. I don't want it to just be because of the alcohol that I do these things. I want to say, hey, this is me. I want to be me for me. And then everything else just pushes it out more. Yeah, and that's what was going on. And that's why I said the people around me is always doing that. It's head on. And I was always more the one saying, all right, I'm going to sit on this. And then I could sit on things for a long time. But no, it's head on with everything now. Full force. Full force, flowing and going. Sometimes without even knowing what's next. But our best guess is based off the wishes that I was saying we made when we were younger. That we even made when we were younger. So connecting with the syncs and stuff, and being kind to other people, and being kind even to ourselves in whatever kind of situation we in, which comes in the way of not worrying and stuff like that, not beating ourselves up too much. That's what came to my mind, just came back. I was saying the worries came to me up in a trip, and I'm glad I went through that, where it literally took the form of monsters. Like I was literally inside a video game I was playing, and I was rowing the boat, and things was popping up saying, you piece of shit, and stuff like that. And I wasn't scared, and then I was like, oh wow, yeah, this is what it is. I knew it was like this, but now I finally get to face it. Or you don't deserve to be happy, or you don't, like, I don't remember all of them. I kind of got rid of those things now, but it was all popping up, just like you see on a cartoon. It was everything popping up, and I literally Had to face it, like you said, or face it on my road while I was rowing my boat. But these are things that we all go through. We all go through facing things, and we go through that fight or flight situation. We fight it for all our lives, or we just like, I'm just going to fly with it. Just going to fly with it. Look at me and all my flaws. And that's what it's really about. That's why I got this show going on, where I got so many flaws. But when I look back at it, I'm like, yo, that was art right there. That's one of my favorite episodes. During the time, I was nervous as shit. Or I didn't know what I was going to say. Or I was just not that confident in it or anything. But at least I still did it. And now I go back and I'm able to see the comedy in it. Where I'm able to pick at myself in ways where it's comfortable. In every way that I can think of. Not even ways that is comfortable. Every single way I can think of, because it's all funny. And if I don't do it, somebody else is going to do it. And even if I don't do it, somebody else is doing it. And me tapping into that is just me tapping into the picture of life. Because I always want to be on top of things. I never want to be behind. And not even I always want to be on top of things. I'm just where I realize where the flow actually is. I mean, the prime actually is. So, who's hooking their brain up to a computer? I just saw, I got this other tab open. It was Elon Musk's neurotransmitter demonstration. But we went over that in the last podcast, me and Exile. So, check it out. Check it out. Drink more water. Oh, yeah. How long we been on? Hour 40 minutes? Earth time? Yeah, get in tune with your magical abilities, man. Even if you don't talk about it to anybody else, even if you just hear me say it and you just hear me say a couple things, hey, I'm here. I'm here, because I'll put it in different terms even if other people don't know what I'm talking about. When I'm talking about movies and stuff, sometimes I'm talking about magic. I'm just putting it in the form of music and magic and stuff. I mean, of movies. And I'm just hoping y'all get a little tidbit air of what I mean. Because a lot of things don't have the words for. A lot of things, as I've read and learned in my chemical texts, are not for well, I guess that is a programming. Like what they say, it's not for the profane. It's not for ears, not for everybody to hear. But the thing is, not everybody going to hear this. I only get like 80, 100 views max. So if you found your way to this video, it is not by accident. It's not by mistake. As we was time before, the sync is real. The sync is real. So this is a magical place. This is a place where things is going to be turned upside down. And then once it's turned upside down, the camera then going to turn whoopsie-wazy, and you're going to see it wasn't upside down. Well, that upside down is just another universe. And you just switched so fast, you ain't even know you got here. Alright. I know I got some more things to say. What was a movie I was watching? Movie time. I talked about Upload already. That's on Prime. That's about people dying, and then they can either die in the average way, like go to other worlds, or they can die and get uploaded to a computer. Or what was the other show? Or what's going on in y'all neck of the world while I try to think about what movie I watched. Or what science I ran across. David Blaine, he ascended on a balloon 25,000 feet in the air. I got to watch it live. That was pretty dope. Let me type this in. And why I bring it up is because he was tying on how he had to get his blood oxygen levels to a certain point by practicing breathing techniques, and how he was used to hyperventilating and passing out from trying to hold his breath underwater for long periods of time. He has the record, I think, for 14 or 15 minutes, or he probably broke that. What is that? Balloons. So the blood oxygen levels and what that mean for breathing, because he hallucinates a lot. I remember it was one time he was talking about how he was hallucinating after freezing himself in a block of ice for 3 days. And he said the buildings and everything, their faces turned and everything. And he was saying how people think they're going to die when they like reach a certain point of trying to hold their breath underwater. But since he's been trying to break the record, he know that you can be brought back. So why I bring this up is that his experiences with the other, I know, is very in tune. So he said for this, he really wanted to bring about that imagination of the kid holding up like in DreamWorks and just floating up on nothing but balloons. But in order to make this happen, he had to do a lot. And I sound like an ad right now, but this guy's just really cool. And when he was up there, it was like, what was it? I think it was like 2 degrees Fahrenheit while he was up there, so it got really cold. So just with what I'm saying, the human body, what it's capable of, when it's trained, when the mind trains the body to a certain caliber, what you're capable of can astound the people that's around you. It can come. It is magic. It is magic. He's a magician. But what magic means, like I said, can come off as different things to different people, because it's mostly about taking advantage of the situation you're in, the technology that you have afforded to you. And the mind is a technology. The reality is technology. The sync became real where he was working with people that knew how to check the wind directions. The sync was real when he had this vision and then ran into professional, or had the ability to run into professional skydivers. So then he was able to get a pro skydiver's license by jumping 500 times. You got to jump at least 500 times to be officially labeled as a professional. He had to work with the FDA and work with these technology people that convinced the FDA to allow him to do this in certain airspaces and stuff like that, and say the technology is reliable, that we're not just sending the guy up there just to die, but that we actually working together. And they just got to believe that the sync is real, that this man's vision that he just had is going to be possible. Like, it all started from an imagination. There's no telling what he was imagining when he really did it. When he came up with this and he had to translate it to balloons and stuff. Like, oh, I just had this experience, but I want to show these muggle humans what I was experiencing. So in order to do this, I got to make everything that I just was describing just now actually happen. And that's why I believe he was so excited about it when he was on the Joe Rogan podcast talking about it. And he was trying to get that excitement out, but he just got to be his magician and just put it through the people, put it through the layers of people that came out to help him. He's happy he ran into this, and this would have never happened if this didn't happen. And just grateful for it all. Grateful and kind to everything. And the kindness made it work. The kindness made it work. David Blaine is a character, an awesome character model in my life. I've been following him ever since he went on the streets and would show magic to people that didn't believe that magic. Ooh, that was deep. That was deep. That didn't believe that magic existed. Hey!
Hey, Ty.
Hey, Wild Man Ninja in the Discord.
Yeah, I caught that ascension with David Blaine, man. I've been a fan like you just ever since he done Street Magic, bro.
Oh, for real? Bringing magic to people that never even seen magic.
Yeah. And he's such an interesting magician because he doesn't just do like the illusions. He like does stunts like freezing himself and holding his breath and all that stuff.
Endurance challenges.
Yeah, like on Joe Rogan you were talking about, and he like stabbed himself through the arm, and he's like, it's real, but you have to have your mind trained in a way that you can make yourself do it, you know.
And seeing it on the show was still having me think like, oh, it's a trick, because I remember he did it on some special and the guy was like, this is not a trick, like I'm actually stabbing you and it's going through.
Yeah, that was amazing, man.
I like that combination, bro.
Yeah, and I was up in the morning looking at YouTube going, is he up in the balloon yet? I was waiting. That was cool, and it all came together. And his daughter, and they filmed it. It was beautiful. I loved it.
That was a big production note. They made sure he was talking to his daughter. He's like, I made this up all for you. And he
Yeah,
came down and said, I did this for you, because he stopped doing big stunts like this when she was born, so he can like survive here and not kill himself.
man. One
Even
of
though
my
he was,
favorite parts of that, he
uh-huh.
was just he was like kind of first up there for the first 5 minutes, and he was just gaining altitude, and he's just hanging there going, "This is beautiful."
Just overtaken by it.
Yeah,
He's
man,
gotten
that was
that's how many trips he been through though. He just like,
yeah,
wow, this is like, people don't get to see this. Like, you can still freak out, or you can see it for what it is. And like, look how that mountain is comparing to this one, and the color spectrum, and it's all one.
yeah. Just gazing at the beauty up there, hanging from a balloon, and then he went. It was like around like 10,000 feet, but then he went all the way to 27,000 feet.
Yep.
Whew.
Yep.
That was amazing,
And
dude.
then he
Parachutes
went to
down.
the
What a
absolute
stunt.
limit. It was like
Yeah,
1 degree
man.
Celsius or Fahrenheit. I forget which one.
Yeah, and he was up there doing his training. He was Wim Hof breathing. He was doing the oxygenating himself, and he was putting on the scale that tells you if you're going hypoxic or not. You know, and he's
Yeah, he
showing
had to put
the
it on his
camera.
finger or something like that.
Yeah, he was showing everyone though that he trained and he was able to do it. He was able to keep his oxygen level up by doing the breathe training. It was incredible watching him do it, you know, in real time. You know?
Putting it to use. The
Yeah,
Winhoff guy, I think he climbed Mount Everest. Now David Blaine, he's
yeah,
showing if you do this, you can survive at even higher altitudes.
yeah,
And then
man.
imagine having that breath work just being
Yeah,
on Earth, on the ground. You just be relaxed all day.
yeah. It's like his mental his his mental powers are something to be in awe of. It really, like
Yep.
like into Arnold Schwarzenegger type of like you know, he's got an Arnold Schwarzenegger mental like his mind is as strong as Arnold's body. You know, it's incredible.
That's what
Good
I was
talking to you,
aiming
Ty.
for. That's what I was aiming for. Same here, Wild Man Ninja. Got it right.
Still
I always
be
be wanting to
listening.
say man, Wild Ninja Man. Wow.
Either way, wild man, and it's all good.
All right,
Loving the
bro.
show, bro. I'm listening.
All right, I'm gonna take a 5-second intermission, guys. I gotta use the bathroom.
Oh yeah, do that.
All right, I'm back. There it is. Just cause I said bros, just like ho, don't mean it's for show. It can be anybody, you know? Not gender neutral, was the thought. Alright, where's the chat? Let me get this box up. What I need to do is smoke some more weed before we get off. Oh yeah, David Blaine and his mental gymnastics that he does. It was always inspiring to me, because that's exactly what he did. And once you get into it, like I said, I practice magic, like outside of the like what we talking about with the mental things and like literally changing reality and stuff around. I wanted to be a card magician and like make things appear where they wasn't and stuff like that. So I was learning the books and learning the personality type you gotta have and why you do certain things, and cold reading. I was into cold reading and everything, and I was looking to David Blaine and like the sensei. And I was seeing how much even bigger game he was playing on people who thought they was even catching up to what he was thinking. And that's what was leading me even deeper into psychedelics. I was like, he's working with something, but he's presenting something else, like a master classical magician. You just never know what's up my sleeve. The Wizard of Oz. The true Wizard of Oz. I'm really running all of this stuff. There we go, and we back. Alright. But yeah, the Wizard of Oz and playing the magician and tricks and stuff like that. And being kind too. He used to go to places where, like in Haiti, in poor neighborhoods, he would go to the hood and like just inspire people that it was something more that was happening beyond what you were seeing with your two eyes. That was the big thing. Life is more than what you're seeing with your two eyes. And even with your body, as Wild Man Ninja was saying, you can push your body and your mind. And if you do it at the same time, you'll be a whole different type of human being. Literally a whole new type of human being. And y'all might find me crazy for bringing up David Blaine and comparing it to magic and mentalism, but like I said, one of the clues where I caught on to what he was actually doing, he had said a lot in a lot of his interviews, because I watched almost every one, even if they was in other countries. He would say that he was inspired by magic because he was given a pack of cards by his mom. And then he would just play with those cards and shuffle them up all day, and that's all he wanted to do. But then I was running into his biography, and when I was reading, I didn't read it. I forget how I ran across the sentence that was in it. He said that his first deck of cards were tarot cards. I said, what? You was learning about the self when you was younger? When you was that young, you was learning about the different aspects from the major arcana to the minor arcana? That's what you was really doing? So, like I said, the keys are out here. Just grasp them. And make them yours. Don't make them mine. Don't make them David Blaine's. Make them yours. So shout outs to the two people that didn't care about David Blaine and dipped out. Like I said, be you. Oh yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Yep, yeah, huh. Mm-hmm. That's a whole song. Literally a whole song. It was a Jamaican song I was listening to. And I always said, uh-huh. Yeah. Yeah. Uh-huh. Oh, yeah. It was a good song, though. Yeah. Yeah. Had to make sure we're still live. All right. But yeah, pay attention to the people that's out here. Because I learned another magician's secret for finding people that I'll give to y'all is it's a lot of people out here that's in the medical field, in the biology field, in the genetics field, and stuff like that are working magicians. But because of the culture and stuff, or just because of how people play themselves off, how they wouldn't be, they're not going to tell the people around them. But they'll probably come up with a new discovery that breaks the mold, that forms a new mold. It forms a new mold. They're doctors and everything. And not a lot of people reveal themselves to people that would make their life more troublesome. Make their life more troublesome. But it's a lot of, and the way, another line of thought that led me to that revelation or experiences is the herbs that I see people using. Herbs is magical things because you're messing with your neurochemistry. And I will always say, man, I want the drugs that the rich white people use to stay calm all day. I learned later I don't want all of that stuff. I don't want the I don't know if I want the coke all day and everything, or the Adderall, which is kind of the same thing. Well, no, Adderall is like meth or speed, something like that. But when it comes to the herbs that I'm finding now, like the asawanga, or I found out even mushrooms and stuff. Like I didn't know about mushrooms or acid, and I didn't know about any of that stuff. But in the time I was learning about that, I was like, wait, I think the people on the top, they, not all of them, but the ones I'm talking about, they had these experiences, and now they back in the world working their magic. It's like a magician never reveals his secrets, so they say. So how many secrets do I have? If I talk so much, yep. Paying attention to the herbs and the exercise that I was saying that the so-called rich people was doing, which is giving me tidbits of like, yeah, they are rich, but not all of them, and it don't matter about the rich. It's just who am I paying attention to that's calm, that seem like they're working their magic. Like, see, like it don't take that much trouble for them to work their magic. See them, they all kind, and even when they're not the kind of kind people that don't display bad behavior or stay away from me, bad behavior. Like if something go wrong and just talk through it. Oh, let's talk about it. First reaction, like, man, you tripping, man. It's out of pie. And like, oh, what's going? What else? Yeah. And then you see in they, yeah, you know how it is. See in their life that they got certain things built up for themselves, or they real humble about their life. Real humble. I ran into a couple people, and then I remember one person let me off and said, well, I told him, yeah, when I first trying to build the channel, and I was telling him about mushrooms and stuff like that. I was like, yeah, I just ran into mushrooms, and I like to talk to people about mushroom trips and about coming together, building a community, and because most of us don't have people to talk to, and thoughts be weird. And then he was telling me, and he's a cool guy. He plays the music at my daughter's school, because she got a homeschool program, which is half homeschool, half go to program, but now it's all homeschool. But he was like the music man. So I always saw him as real being tapped in the vibes, and he like always moving like this. I can tell he's a real hippie. But he's real content and stuff. He's real family orientated. He teaches kids. So I'm like, he got the vibes. He with the flow and stuff. So I was like, I can open up to him. I can talk to him about my little extracurricular activities and stuff, which is now really my life. But I try to play off the other people. Oh, it's something extra I do on the side. Mushrooms and blah blah blah. Let alone it's like my whole. That's me, just me being in a lab my whole life. The secrets seem crazy to the common man. Yeah, you well said that for the record books. The secrets seem crazy to the common man. Yet it's the life that I live. It's the life that I exist in. And me trying to formulate and live like somebody else is like how True said before. It's like growing up being a teenager and you watch those movies and see the werewolves start popping up and they're like, no, not today. Not today. Don't turn into that werewolf. Or you see them break a mirror with a light bulb and they're like, oh man, can't have that happen again. Then people gonna think I'm crazy, or I'm just gonna be out of control. Probably blow up the whole city. Gotta keep this in check. But then you always got that extra eye when you look back out in the world. And that's why I've always been attracted to the weirdos, the things on the outsides, the vampire freaks. I always been attracted to them growing up, because I was like, yo, y'all got some extra eye that I know I'm working with. But we just got this crazy vampire title that we come up for it, or a weirdo, or out there. Whatever people want to say. Or whatever I was saying. But the guy, when he got finished talking to him, he said, good luck on all your endeavors. And at first, and it could be taken as, he could be taken as smart, like, oh, what do you mean, good luck? Like the hood, I mean, he's like, good luck on all your endeavors and stuff. Just the way he did it, like he was leading me off, like, good luck on all your endeavors. But then I was like, seeing it like, yeah, good luck. Like, really, he is being kind. Like, good luck on all your endeavors. but just I heard the back voice in my head, or I say the back voice in my head, but the voice that was talking in my head saying, don't let, like, it's not everything. Like, it's not everything. Don't get lost in the sauce. But you're going to. So good luck. Good luck. Best of luck. And that good luck has been traveling with me ever since. So why wish bad luck on people? And the ones that are, I have spells to repel, to work with that. I have golems and everything to defend myself. That's something that we can work on too. The building golems and spiritual, like, not even spiritual, defenses around you. Like, not even, I don't want to say defenses, but just creating characters around you that help you out during your daily basis. That help you out with thoughts or protection of energy, or like to create certain vibes and stuff like that. Luck, good or bad, is how you use it. Yep, a lot of people say I must have bad luck. Yeah, you do. Lady Luck. Lady Luck is on my side. Chances personified as a controlling person in human affairs, says the Google AI. Hold on, how do I get that over here? Translations. Oh, it's no origin? Why is it called Lady Luck? The origin of the term is likely from a Roman goddess Fortuna. Fortuna, which like fortune, was the Roman goddess of, fortune. Luck. Lady Luck is now used as a personification of luck, fortune, just as how boats are called she/he's. This term can be used in a sentence such as, Lady Luck is smiling on me and I'll be fine. What if she not smiling? Ladies ain't always smiling. You'll still be fine though. Even through death, you will be alright. As you well said, the Grim Reaper is there to catch you. Say your luck trips you. That's what she would do. Because these are actual forces. I mean, I know you know these actual forces, but these are actual things that's working. That's working on us. And identifying them. Or not identifying them, just seeing what they're little about, because they can always change up. What they mean for us is the key. You say your luck trips you. Yep. It's gonna get me here, it's gonna have me think certain things, it's gonna trip me out for sure. Hold on. Looking for something. I was looking for something. Where could it be? I was looking for something. Look at that bee. Dang it. Alright. Forget about it. But Lady Luck and forces and the muses. Lady Luck and forces and the muses and everything that's going around us. I think working with those and putting your own twist on it is another magical key to just enjoying life more and working with the spirits, and even using terms of this is the only language I can recognize it in, but putting it in the form of having spirits around you, having genies. Genies are real, fairy godparents like Timmy Turner and stuff. That's why that guy, I don't even know his name. I say careful what you wish for. You wish people being granted. I was thinking of that song where they said Timmy Turner He was wishing for a burner. That rap song. That's what he was wishing for. Hey, King guys. Just tapped in, Todd. Just moving around. Good to see everyone in the building. True fan. Yes. We here. Hopefully your job doing good. Make sure you're drinking some water. And all is fine and dandy. But yeah, I guess that's the... So let me go into... I guess something I can do real quick. Let me see luck in African cultures. Lucky Charms. They don't make names like that for nothing. Lucky Charms. They like, man, if you eat these Lucky Charms, you're going to feel like you lucky for the day. So keep eating these Lucky Charms. Alright, good luck symbols in different cultures. Let's see what they put as the most intriguing superstitions. East Africa is ripe with superstitions. Do I even want to continue reading this? Some of them are funny, some are nerve-wracking. I just want to hear what they got to say. No, I want information. Hold on. Lucky list of lucky symbols. All right, let's just see what this first one got. I remember some rabbit's foot. I think that's a lucky charm, or rabbit's tail. I'm gonna have to hit up Blue Bottle. Bunny Farm, that is. Amulets are an important part of Africans' life from death to birth. They are worn in some stages of life. Obliteratorily worn in some stages of life and are considered sacred objects in African culture. Rebel groups have used amulets to make child soldiers believe they were invulnerable. Traditional medicine has always been an integral part of African culture. It was always transmitted orally from generation to generation. Yeah, we understand that. Ancestors are invoked before and after the healing in different cultures in order to ask for their help and to thank them. Ancestors, sorry guys, I had a little mushroom earlier. Are in fact believed to share the suffering of the living. Medicinal plants are used to heal as well as some other objects that are believed to be endowed with protective and healing powers. Amulets, they can be used to attract luck, health, or to solve love problems. But most of all, people keep amulets to protect themselves from evil spirits and their negative influence in their life. Oh, I like how they put it. Their negative influence in their life, not blaming it totally on somebody else. Like, this is the reality I'm creating for myself. So I know while I'm here, I should do this, and I probably should do that, and I probably should work on this so that this can happen. Amulets are not considered aesthetic objects, although they may look so, but are small objects which are believed to be endowed with a power that attracts as a prevention with defense against specific diseases, accidents, misfortunes. Amulets are also believed to favor fertility. That's wild, the power of read. Our brain really makes us read things very much, because I'm like, it needs to be an and after that comma. So I just was saying and. It's not even there. Just throwing some more keys out. They are UL Adams, you said they are used to alter their connect to the flow, a syncing tool. And that's a nice segue, cause that's what all of these are, and that's why we can create our own tools. I create a lot. It's like just something that connects you to something that is like role playing essentially. Like when you do a ritual, when people do rituals, how humans have been doing rituals and since millennia, is to recreate. Well, I mean, not since millennia too, because some people just give them the psychedelic and they there. But two, what am I saying? What I'm trying to say is, in a ritual, it's a as above, so below being played out. So as above, you know that the game is being played out. Man. It's like you're acting out the higher forces and putting the play. Like say hate meets jealousy or something like that. Or I'm thinking of a movie now. Like that's still a ritual. When we watch movies, that's ritual. They're acting out certain personalities, certain traits, they're working out archetypes of life, as Carl Jung would put it. The archetypes that we play out. So they're existing as that archetype outside of the human mission. Or I guess it is part of the human mission. That's why the ritual going. But out of the normal human intellect, the normal average human way of thinking, and tapping into something more, which is them. Which is why a lot of other cultures like really got a lot of people away from things that was sinking them to things that was naturally connecting them to their flow, and replacing it with something else that kind of that they didn't know the pattern of, couldn't understand the pattern. Adam said the essence patterns. Yeah, that's where I got that word from. Like this right here. You ever hear pick up a stick and it's a wand and stuff? Or just pick up a stick and it may look like a wand to you, but like that's your wand if you choose it to be. I was like, this got this here. Look like got a handle. I like how it curve up at the top and stuff like that. Yeah, people used to go in the woods. That's why Hollywood is called Hollywood, because that's how they work their magic. The Hollywood, it was considered a sacred tree to a lot of I just gotta call them witches because I don't know the certain sect that they were a part of. But hold on, let me put Hollywood wood. Let me put Hollywood tree. And magic. Yeah, I just knew about it from Wiccans and stuff. I'm not checking Facebook. Magicians and no. One. Let's see. They got me on Wikipedia. It's crazy how like esoteric books don't pop up, which is really where I got the information from. It's just hard for me to recall things that fast from those kind of books because they so dense with material that sometimes I don't be knowing what book I got it from or what experience I got it from. But the flow just points me to something that can be picked up real fast. You said Adams, an antenna to transmit or receive. That's what the tools are. That's what the tools are. They're inkling with magical juice. They dripping. But you just gotta see it. You gotta believe it. You gotta move into it, because thoughts create reality. If you don't believe it's gonna work, why would it work? That's why psychedelics. My girlfriend was. She said she saw powers and everything coming out of her hand like Dragon Ball Z, like orb balls and beaming into different corners. So at that point, we started grabbing salt. Because I remember, she said she remembered me showing her a video, and I was doing a little bit of putting salt in corners of your house to like help like keep the vibe up at a certain level and stuff like that. So during the trip, she tapped fully into that. And then we was throwing salt everywhere at that point. But as well, we was throwing, and she thought beam, she's in a higher dose than me because I wanted to be able to make sure she was still okay. And good thing I did, or thing happened that I did, good or bad, because I just would have been right along with it. But she's beams was coming out and stuff. So in no state of mind, the thought of, oh, that can't happen. Oh, that's not supposed to happen. Or, oh, how does it happen? How do I make that happen? What planets align, need to align, so I make it work. All of that stuff was out of the way, so that I see as part of the true human potential was being displayed, was being experienced. So now, being here is like not coming back here. I'm still here. So when I throw the salt on the wall, that's what I'm doing, because I have experience of doing. I know what I see. I know what I feel. I know what I experienced. So that's something that I'm seeing happen with these mushrooms experiences when you're connected with occult practices, occult or spiritual practices and stuff like that. It really ties it in where you like, yeah, it worked, yeah. When I go bibbity bobbity doobity, it go hippy hop skippy. I probably didn't know the skippy part, but I'm still working on that. I at least got the first part created. Oh yeah, what I was talking about the Hollywood. They don't even show that on the wiki. Oh, they do have something though cool tying into the wand and the Lesser Key of Solomon. I remember reading that book, which is a Gilmore full of demons that you will conjure up to do your bidding, which I just see as ideas that you conjure up that you connect with, that then help you experience different avenues of life, because now you think differently. You have different ideas that's going on. But they were just in the form of a demon, because that word demon just came from somebody that you already know of. Wands are used in the Hermetic Old Golden Dawn, Thelma, and Wicca, and by independent practitioners of magic. Wands were introduced into the cult via the 1200s Latin Gilmore, the Oathbound of Honorarios is a Latin medieval Gilmore purportedly. Oh, I just never heard of this. I'm kind of blown away, and I was going through an avenue about, yo, is this about to be what we're about to go down? All right, the wand idea from the Book of Honorarios, along with various other ideas from that Gilmore, were later incorporated into the 1500s Gilmore, the Key of Solomon, which is what I ran into. So I got to find about the origin. The Key of Solomon became popular among occultists for hundreds of years. In 1888, there was a publication of an English translation of the Key of Solomon by Samuel Matthews, one of the co-founders of the Hermetic Golden Dawn, which made the text of the Key of Solomon available to the Anglophone world. Hold on. That's like calling somebody a muggle. Let's see what that means. English speaking. Oh, my bad. English speaking, that's what it means. English speaking world. See how I took offense to that? The 1888 English version inspired Gerald Gardner, the creator of Wicca, to incorporate the wand and various other ritual objects into Wicca. Ah. I remember that was one of the things I was interested in was Wicca, because I was watching a lot of Sabrina and the Teenage Witch and stuff like that. and that was just the first thing I was getting into, because it was on the internet. When you type in how to do spells and stuff like that, they would introduce you to Wicca. Before wand was rod and staff. Yeah, that Moses stuff. You know, remember they said when Moses was battling the high priest. Hold on, I'm gonna get this story out. When Moses was battling the high priest, Moses battles high priest, the high priest of Egypt, and he told the rod to turn into a snake, and then they both turned their rods into snakes, and then they started battling on some Yu-Gi-Oh type stuff, and then Like that actually happened. They did have rods and stuff. I think that was mostly too because they was walking with them. They was like walking sticks, and then that gravitated to something more holy, more personal, created more rapport with it. Where's the chat one though? And then they try to get more handy. So we're gonna shrink it down to a little branch. You can hold it in your pocket. It's the new thing. It's the new hip thing. You can now hold it in your pocket. We even got little things holding on the side of your waist. That's probably what really happened. Or was it? Numerous counts of wars and battles. Oh, these are like literal wars. Escape from Egypt. Battle of Jericho. Battle of Ai. Wait, who's Ai in this? Wait, what? In the Hebrew Bible, the Israelites army takes the city. Oh, that's a city called Ai. My mind was open for anything. I was like, I read the Bible before. I never know no AI. But yeah, that's history right there. But where's that thing where he battled the priest? I swore he did it. Moses' rod. Alright, I don't want to just press. I don't want to see what comes up when I type in that. Moses's rod turn to snake. Pharaoh tools. It is to sense nature, to find water mostly. Oh, like Skyrim, I think. I think that's what it's called. Probably something else. That thing where they got the, I think when they got the two sticks and they walk around, the sticks cross. But that's something else. Oh yeah, there it is right there. Just so y'all know I'm not making it up. So Moses and Aaron went to Pharaoh and did just as the Lord commanded. Aaron threw his staff down in front of Pharaoh and his officials, and it became a snake. Just like that. Pharaoh then summoned wise men and sorcerers, and the Egyptian magicians also did the same things by their secret arts. Each one of them threw down his staff and it became a snake, but Aaron's staff swallowed up their staff. Yet Pharaoh's heart became hard and he would not listen to them, just as the Lord said. This one he was trying to get them to free them in the story, like saying, we gotta let us go. Like, we got power. We got just as much power as y'all with y'all magical arts. Look at us do our Kabbalah. Our Kabbalah. And make this turn into a snake. And the Lord said, Moses, because this Lord, this thing when they say Lord and stuff, that's all just put into poetry. Like, they didn't just say, Lord, turn this into a snake. Like, it was, in my imagination, it was more technical. Or it was that simple. Or it really was that simple. But I don't think they use words like Lord and stuff like that. Or I don't know. Because they say about a power of Grayskull. It is what it is, really. I'm not the ultimate definer of things. Say, yeah, Kemet, they all knew the magic. And go to Pharaoh in the morning, goes river, confront him and beg him out. Take your hand, and take in your hand the staff that was changed into a snake. Then say to him, the Lord, the God of the Hebrews, has sent me to say to you, let my people go. Let my people go. Yeah, I said that. So that they may worship me in the wilderness. Just imagine being so being controlled by a being so closely. Ooh, stuff they just like, man. They said we gotta go, so we gotta go. But yeah, battling it out, and that brings me back to that's why I brought up Yu-Gi-Oh, because in Yu-Gi-Oh they bring it out. I knew they was gonna bring up a bunch of cards. They bring it out in the folklore or as in the scripture of Yu-Gi-Oh. How pharaohs used to battle it out with ancient tablets, and they would cast spells and stuff on them, make the monsters come out of them, and then they would like battle them out like that and stuff like that, and then they would just go back, and that's how wars was fought, and just fun, like how you saw with Moses and them. But this was a Japanese guy that wrote this story. That wrote the Yu-Gi-Oh story, which is interesting too. Very interesting. It's like a manga artists have a pass, in the past at least, have a pass to dive into the mind and like really display it on a different caliber than a lot of other mediums. A lot of different mediums of entertainment that we're used to seeing, that we do see, because I'm used to seeing anime. You said, but was keep for a special in that story. They wanted to follow a different essence of nature. Yeah, they did. Oh man, I'm sorry. Can y'all give me 5 more seconds? I gotta use the bathroom. Wait, y'all can listen to this. Now see, I've been drinking tons of water. Hold on. OBS. It's probably gonna play like 2 times. I'm back. Sorry about that extra seconds. I had to make sure I really washed my hands. Test. There we go. Oh, I get what you're saying now. Now that I use the bathroom, you said they wanted to follow different essences of nature, and what you was probably what I'm tying on what you wrote was, the Hebrews. They wanted to follow a different essence, to live by different laws and stuff like that. Cause who's to say Egypt was probably just like America. Right, just like similar into stature and how they was structuring the society and stuff like that. Like, got poor people, got the rich people and everything, and they was probably like, man, we don't want to be here no more. We wasn't even always here to begin with. Cause the Jews came to Egypt, I think through Jacob. Something happened through Jacob or something. That's how he got introduced to Egypt. He was the Pharaoh's son. All that whole movie going through my head that I used to watch when I was younger all the time. Because I used to watch Bible movies. Like I've told you, I was fully into the church, like the Christian church. And I was into trying to find out all about the lore and everything that was going on. I just remember watching a movie about Jacob, I think. And he was in Egypt. And then ever since then, the Israelites were part of Egypt. So just like different cultures come together, a lot of times sometimes then they like, man, we have a different flow than this culture we integrated with, or we just see and connected. People vibe, start connecting different essence of nature, like you said, you will, which comes to just feeling different, reacting different to events that occur, and wanting to make different kind of changes. So that's what they did. That's what we doing now. Like we following a different essence of nature. It's the same it's the same nature. It's the same nature, but like you said, it's the essence, the way that it feels, the way we in working with it, the way that we choose to work with it. On a collective and on a individual. Started with Akhenaten. All right, we gotta dive into that. Hold on, and see what book was running through my head too. Jacob, Egypt. Fathers, Joseph with his father Jacob and brothers in Egypt. Hold on. Joseph isn't. Oh wait, let me see so y'all can read and skim along with me. Or was Jacob Akhenaten? Hold on. Also, that would be dope. Let's see what's going on. Moses is Tutmos. See, yeah, I was just saying. Yeah, I knew I was onto it. Is Jacob Akhenaten? Let's see if anybody did some old research on this. Akhenaten and Moses. I remember this documentary now that was tying on this. Okay. I don't remember it all, but I just had flashes of it. Defining centuries of the pantheon, Egyptian pharaoh Akhenaten decreed. Yeah, he changed everything and said we gotta worship the sun now. He said we worship all these multiple gods. Now it's just the sun. If that's this god, let me see. The decree during his reign in the mid 14th century BCE that his subjects were to worship only the sun disk Aten. Akhenaten is sometimes called the world's first monotheist. His monotheism later influenced Moses in the birth of Israelite monotheism. Yeah, you see they asked a question they didn't say. Meaning effective for Aten. His name was originally Ahimotep the fifth or sixth. I mean the fourth or the sixth. I don't know which one that is. Reigned from them dates, that's probably wrong. In the 5th year of his reign, he moved his royal residence from Thebes to the new site in the Middle Egypt. Yeah, but that's the cult of the disk sun emerged from a iconoclastic war between the god Akhenaten and the rest of the gods. The outcome of this war was the exaltation of the former and annihilation of the latter. Akhenaten taxed and gradually closed the temples of the other gods. The images of their erstwhile occupants were occasionally destroyed. Cult ritual and mythologies were anathematized. What's that mean? Past tense animals. She and they really going is always come by an was used to refer to a curse or a curse object. For example, a lifelong outdoorsman like Phil city living was an anathema. Example, murder didn't usually bother the mob boss, but he considered snitching anathema. Oh, that's cold. That's cold. I like that. Just tie, guys. Literature edited to remove unwanted allusions. Names were changed to eliminate hateful divine elements, and cities where the old gods had been worshipped were abandoned by court and government. Akhenaten destroyed much, he created little. No mythology was devised for his new god. So they say. So they say. What did you say? The idols were not to be worshipped because people blinded themselves thinking the statues were gods. Look, I love the way you think, bro, because it's not about pointing the finger at the Bible said this and people saying this and this don't make sense, so they must be wrong, so we can never tie in to what's actually happening and blase 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 blase. That's why I love the lifestyle. I grew up in like the Christian household and stuff like that, and I got to experience a lot of these things because everybody is no such thing as right or wrong. So in this story, what was happening in Egypt with the Israelites and stuff like that, I'm seeing how they were really on to things that did create a different kind of society. But then, like everything, it starts to get corrupted, like way corrupted after a while, and that's why we're in the mess that we see ourselves in. But the inspirations that people have and that have been going on are worthwhile to study, or not to study, just see what go on, see what happened, and see what a true eye, a true man, a true I was gonna say a true man's eye, like a Truman show. Like they're having a Truman, like when you come back and it's like I just see things for what it is. It may seem scary, it may seem like it wasn't just happening, but hey, I was like, this is not, everything is not what it seems. That's what it is. Say everything is not what it seems. And then instead of being scared of that, what it not seems, try to see what it can seem like. And then seeing that's subjective, but seeing what people have been doing with that subjective, with their subjective realities. And how it led to the reality that I'm currently existing in. Because I remember I was so excited about that because the thought popped in my head because I remember reading that saying, yeah, don't worship idols, and the essence is not in that. And when I was in the church, it was like, yeah, just worship God. Like, man, these people are worshiping idols. They worshiping money. They worshiping all these false things that's they're giving they all to and thinking that's going to give them something. But just like the wand and the other magical instruments that we was tying on, is nothing. It's supposed to be nothing but a channel, nothing but a sink to sync realities up, so that what's going on up in your what's going on. I don't want to separate things, saying higher and lower, but what's going on when you waving your wand and stuff is synced up to what's in space and tactical things, practical things that's going on. Yeah, not taking sides past, but seeing from many angles. Say you will. That's what we all tying on. All I can do is tie. I can never give a definite thing. I can just keep tying because it's so many angles. It's so many different angles playing out. So whatever ones I run across, I'm just going to talk about it, even if it's just for a sentence. Because here go these group of people in Egypt. They all got powers. They all displaying their magical capabilities, moving stones around, turning things around, parting waters, and everything. And they really did a change. Like what I'm saying, they was really on a mission. And the fact that we aware of that mission and been a part of that mission, part of that story that's been written and acted on, is astounding to me. Wow. But what you're saying about Akhenaten and Moses and stuff like that, you see how they was talking about sun worship, and we see that still happening now. They destroying, how do we say, the Christians and stuff destroy all the cultures and indigenous cultures and stuff, and try to make it so that it's just one way and praise this God and things. And that's where I say it started getting kind of corrupted, like the message to get across, like, oh, this message works, we know people going to listen to this because we telling the truth. But now we have these means of working the mind and manipulating, because then I guess gold started getting involved and power with the conquistadors and everything. And then you had the secret sects of people that still knew what the I was about to say the Tuscan Raiders. uh I don't know what they called now. They like, you will not remember my name. But y'all know the people, the Crusaders that was doing the thing in the underground. Under Crusaders. Wow. Yeah, if y'all read David Brown or any of those books, y'all know who I'm talking about. It's just not popping in my head right now. But Akhenaten could have very possibly been Moses, is what I'm saying, because the religion that was taking over Egypt at that time, because Moses was close to the Pharaoh in the story of the Bible. Moses was real close to the Pharaoh. He was raised as the Pharaoh's son, because they said they found him in the water and everything. So he knew their secrets. He was raised as an Egyptian. He's literally raised as an Egyptian. And we know how history is always told by the people who won and stuff like that. So the story I'm saying is going to probably be hard to track down. But it makes a lot of sense. Because it's very, to Egyptologists, it's very mysterious how this god Akhenaten came and was scribbling out all the old gods. Like he will erase their hieroglyphs off the wall and the names of the gods, because names are sacred. So he will go on their statues and stuff made and scribble out the names, or take off some of their heads and stuff, and then say, hey, this is it. This is what was going to happen. It's just the story where I'm confused about is the story of him. I guess he didn't have to. How did he die? How did he die officially in the official story? And they said Akhenaten had a weird shaped head and stuff like that. They tried to say Akhenaten was an alien in the, I'm thinking in the ancient alien story. They had a weird shaped head and did not contain a royal tomb, which prompts the question of what happened to the body. First, Akhenaten's cause of death is unknown, largely because it's unclear whether his remains have ever been located. The royal tomb intended for Akhenaten at Amarna did not contain a royal burial, which prompts the question of what happened to the body. Several scholars have suggested that a skeleton found in tomb KV-55 in the Valley of the Kings could belong to Akhenaten, because the tomb contained numerous grave goods. However, like many topics pertaining to Akhenaten, this issue remains the subject for much scholarly debate. Yeah, groups learned the ways to control others and made them self-masons, builders of culture. Yeah, laying the building blocks. Knowing they all a piece of the pyramid, each block starting with the cornerstone, the most important block in the whole mix. Amenhotep Amen satisfied Akhenaten equals effective for and shortly after his first significant step, Akhenaten initiated a series of changes in religion. And remember, yeah, like who rewrote the Bible, bros? Those people was up to some wizardry. They just said, we're gonna rewrite this stuff and make none of this make sense to the to the common man. All right, let's see. Tutmosis 3rd. Let's make this story a little more clear. Thank you, UL. Nothing come up because I spelled Moses wrong. Just seeing if anybody else got some things that was looked up like before. All right, thank you. This make more sense. Second year of Tutmos, the first. Moses was born the 2nd year of Tutmos, the first Egyptian king to have the nomen name Tutmos. All right, because I was saying like none of that was in the Bible. What I was reading, I was like, if somebody mixed it up that much, a nigga is really confused. But thank y'all for still being here. Shout outs to y'all for existing here, contributing, so that y'all didn't get caught up at what I was just saying 3 minutes ago, but that the story continues on. Cause I was like, all right, I'm confused. Cause I know it makes sense, cause I remember the story of Moses going in there and actually becoming Pharaoh-like. Moses was born 2nd year of Tutmos, the first Egyptian king to have the nomen birth name Tutmos, meaning born of Thoth. Oh, Some have associated name Moses with the last 2 hieroglyphics in the pharaoh name Emes, which means bear, as in bear a child. It is similar to the last syllables in the name Ramos, meaning born of Ra, which there go that sun disk thing again. Which was the name of the father of Hatshepsut's great steward Senumut, who lived about the same time as Moses. Why was Moses not mentioned in Egyptian history? Well, it's quite possible that Moses is featured in historical records of the 18th century and that he has been overlooked because historians and biblical scholars have not been using the correct Bible chronologically for that period. And here go the chart that he came up. It was a writing collection also like Monkey becomes Goku. Yeah, we're gonna keep evolving. He was them sayings. He evolved sayings for real. And it came out in his kids. Tutmos became Pharaoh, decreed death for all Hebrew. Recognized as Pharaoh. But still, that other guy was still something to make everybody want to worship the sun. Because I always saw Christianity as a solar religion, a religion that worshiped the sun, as opposed to worshiping the moon. That's why I was excited about that connection. Okay. So I'm seeing they following along how they said that he left to do something else because he had all the know-how. He got the knowledge. Moses literally got the knowledge to create a whole civilization. And he's like, I'm out. Basically. And this was something else I was coming up on. When I was just thinking about how they got there, the Israelites got to Egypt in the first place. Here GD appear. Oh, they're not trying to spell God in here. Here God appeared to him and told him not to be afraid to go to Egypt because he will be with him and eventually turn his small family to a great nation. He would then bring them back from Egypt and they will settle in the land of Canaan. Soon after Soon after his father's arrival, Joseph went to Pharaoh and told him that his father and brothers had arrived with all their possessions. Pharaoh was very pleased and granted them the land of Goshen for residence. Then Jacob introduced his father and brothers to the king. Pharaoh, impressed with Jacob's wisdom and patriarchal appearance, asked him how old he was. Jacob replied he was 130 years old, that most of these years had been full of sorrow and pain, but now he was looking forward to his happiest years. That nigga was old, but his mind was fresh. All of Egypt mourned Joseph over his passing. Joseph. But yeah, that's that story. That's that story. Change, man. Here, journey to Egypt. But yeah, I think he brought a lot of Israelites to Egypt too. That's mostly what I was going for. It is the son they call the Most High. Goku is the story changed over time from Monkey King. I saw the movie Monkey King. He didn't know he was the Monkey King the whole time. Yeah, the person that was the Monkey King. I'm thinking of Jackie Chan and Jet Li. I think that's who it was. Monkey King, Jackie Chan. Yeah, I'm right. The Forbidden Kingdom. That's what it was called. I gotta get hip with the original story though. South Boston teenager Jason is a fan of martial arts and awakens from a dream of a battle between a Monkey King and celestial soldiers in the cloud. He visits a pawn shop in Chinatown to buy a DVD, discovers a golden staff. On his way home, Trip is harassed by some hooligans who later attempts to use him to help them rob the shop. Hop tells Trip to deliver the staff to the rightful owner. He is concerned on the rooftop before being pulled off the roof by the staff. When Trip regains consciousness, he finds himself in the village in ancient China that is under attack by armed soldiers. The soldiers see his staff and attempt to seize it. He is saved by the aberrant traveler scholar Lu Yong, as supposed immortal who remains alert and agile even when drunk. Monkey King. Oh, is this the... Who remains silent. Lu tells the story of the rivalry between the Monkey King and the Jade Warrior. The warlord tricked the king into setting aside his magic staff, Ryo Jingu Bong, and transformed the immortal into a stone statue, but the king cast the staff farther away before the transformation. Lu ends the table with a prophecy about a seeker who will find the staff and free the king. And just then, yeah, this is the part I remember. I don't remember the other part. But just then, they were attacked by the warlord's men again, but managed to escape with the help of Golden Sparrow, a young woman. She reveals that her family was murdered by the warlord against whom she has sworn revenge. And then that magical staff is picked up by a guy. Help him retrieve it. And said all of this lore speaks to a lot of things. I think I want to look up regular Monkey King. How's the King Oz too? Brought up the Monkey King. Predates the novel, can be traced back human from the Hindu epic. In the novel, he is a monkey born from the stone who acquires supernatural powers through Taoist practices. After rebelling against heaven and being imprisoned under a mountain by the Buddha, he later accompanies the monk Tan on a journey to retrieve Buddhist sutras from the West, where Buddha and his followers reside. In subcountry. Sutra in Indian literature refers to an portion or collection of abhorrences in the form of manual or broadly condensed texts. Sutras are a genre of ancient and medieval Indian texts. Just probably talking about breathing and the things that we be talking about. Yeah, I'm gonna have to get into the original story so I can really know what's going on with this. But he said journey to the west. Is a skilled fighter capable of defeating the best warriors of heaven. Su Wonku, who's the Monkey King. Immense strength. He's able to support the pressing of weight. Yes, that's Goku. Sun is also the 72 earthly transformations. Folklore's shape-shifting ability. Wait, hold on. The Monkey King possesses immense strength. He's able to support the pressing of weight of 2 celestial mountains on his shoulders while running with the speed of a meteor. He is also extremely fast, able to travel blah 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 in one somersault. Sun also knows the 72 earth transformations. Also be able to transform, and they say shape shifting, but which allow him to turn various animals. Oh, I just gotta keep reading. Sun is a skilled fighter capable of defeating the best warriors of heaven. His hair possesses magical ability. That nigga goes Super Saiyan. My hair got magical abilities. Capable of summoning clones of the Monkey King himself. Or I say I'm working on them shadow clones. It's out there and into various weapons, animals, and other objects. That's what it was in the movie. The Monkey King was the staff the whole time. I was like, it was something really, really confusing in that Jackie Chan movie. Only confusing because I don't remember. His hair possesses magical abilities. He had demonstrated partial weather manipulation abilities as well and can stop people in places with fixing magic. Yeah, he's probably really well known to everybody in Asia, and they looking at me like, "What? You just found that out?" Yeah, I did. Kind of just came to me. Asta, thank you. You well. And for those who know about Goku, check out Dragon Ball Z. So in a lot of different countries and a lot of different places, we hear in lores of stories and collections of stories of magical things happening around the world, and it being normal and it being a common thing, whereas even like it was even known that some people was able to do it and other people wasn't. Some people was more skilled at a certain magical practice than other people wasn't. Some people was born with certain abilities and other people was born with these abilities. Like you've seen this play back out in the cosmos again with people getting excited about Avatar, The Last Airbender, since it was re-put on Netflix. And everybody like, oh, you an earthbender, airbender, meme this, meme that. And so we've seen how people gravitate towards certain abilities off the jump. And just how tuned are you into it? And what are you willing to work with? So let's continue working with everything that's handed to us or that we see with our third eye. Like, oh, I think this can be useful for something. Just could just be a pile of rocks. Literally just a pile of rocks. And with that, guys, I'm gonna tie on out. Oh, I'm just over here. Again, you're well. Thank you for tying it on out over here and having fun and pointing some leads and turners. And thank you, Blue Bottle, for coming by and sharing your dream stories and work on that mycelium jacket or whatever material, whatever you're gonna make out of the material. Live your dreams out. Infinite love. Thanks for coming on by and spreading some peace. Dimitri Show. Check him out. We're working on the animations. Hey guys, hopefully you had a good day at work. Charles McPike out there in the cosmos. And Wildman Ninja for putting on the Discord. I'm gonna enjoy the rest of the day and submit some memes so I can do the meme show and spread some laughs and some joys. If they're in the Discord, I'm not going to look at them till I start recording the show, so it can be the first time I see them. As well as we got the subreddit, and if you don't know what I mean, just type in the Just Laugh Now show. It's gonna pop up trippy memes that's just out there. That's just out there. Turn the you'll see that the comedy is on. The joke is on me. Adios, Tao.